8? Yeah? No.
Am I the oldest one in the room right
You
now?
might be.
I was 7.
Wow, I'm older than Audience.
I'm an 81, bro.
I'm an 84.
Oh wait, no, so you're younger. Wait, you weren't 10 when. Wait, which Batman
No,
are we
no.
talking about?
Batman came out in
95.
1990.
I thought it was 89.
89, excuse me.
Yeah.
89.
Keaton was 89 and I think 92, and then I think Kilmer was like 95,
Yeah.
and then I think 98 was Clooney.
Yeah.
Which I liked that Batman as a little kid, but even as a kid, I kind of was like, I realized that it wasn't as good as Batman Forever.
Are you talking
Batman
about
Forever was awesome.
Are you talking about
gonna-
Nipples Batman?
I'm going to say something controversial.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher has made more watchable Batman movies than Chris Nolan.
Oof.
I disagree because I know what
Ooh.
you're getting at, and I absolutely love The Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
Ooh, really?
It was my favorite of the 3.
All right, then let
I
me
don't think
ask
it's-
you
I
one
don't think it's the
logistical
best
question.
movie.
Let me ask you one logistical question about that movie. How the fuck did he get back to Gotham?
He's Batman. That's your
There's
answer.
one
No,
answer to
because he
that.
wasn't Batman.
Because he's Batman.
He has no money. He has no suit. He has no
He
outfit.
didn't have any money or any
He has
suit
no
when he was
nothing.
bumming around Eastern Asia for how long,
Mm-hmm.
and he survived that whole time.
He's the
He learned all
Batman.
of those skills becoming Batman.
But how did he get back into Gotham? Like
He,
the bridges
it's
were blown
his
up.
city.
The
Man,
bridges were blown up.
man,
It's
how do you
his city.
get to Carnegie Hall practice? Like,
All right, easy. I can make a Last Action Hero reference too. No, but
If you locked
you know
me
what-
out
what
of
would have
my
improved
house,
Dark Knight
I'd
Rises
find a
for
way
me?
in before you could keep me out.
you know what would have improved Dark Knight Rises for me?
What's that?
All right, so when it's like hoppity hoppity, whatever. It is.
Deshy Basaro, but okay.
Yeah, hoppity sounds better because that's what he's fucking doing. Anyway,
Wow.
when he gets to that last clip, and he's like, "Okay, now I just need to climb up." If you just saw a rope fall down right by his head, and all you heard was, "Why do we fall, Master Wayne?" That's it. That makes the movie infinitely better for me.
Oh, just a little bit of VO right there before he makes the jump.
Well, yeah, like Alfred is actually there. Like he found him.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like when they do the Ra's al Ghul thing when he's in the
Yes,
cell and he's like talking to Ra's al Ghul.
because Thomas Wayne went down to get young Bruce at that when he fell, and Alfred is there for him as an adult.
I like that as a decision. I don't think it makes the movie infinitely better. I do
think
think
it
it's a
does.
nice
It-
decision that would have been an improvement, but I don't think that moment would have vastly changed the course of the movie for why I like it. I also think Bane is the scariest of the Batman villains in that Nolan franchise. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best performance.
can't understand.
Oh,
I understood fine, man.
freaking Bane's the best. Oh,
No.
I can see in the
Bane's so
dark.
awesome.
Bane got a better death scene in Batman and Robin.
If you guys watch
I'm gonna
Team
say it.
Harley, if you
Wow.
watch the Harley Quinn cartoon, he does that voice. The Bane character does.
Oh yeah.
It's
'Cause
hilarious.
it's a good choice.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy makes only good choices.
No, he does not.
Have you ever seen Locke? Did you ever see Locke?
No.
No.
It is an hour and a half of Tom Hardy making phone calls in a car, and it is one of the most captivating movies. It is very good, and it's on Netflix right now.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I want the
And he uses a Welsh accent, which is it's a nice touch because it's just more cool Tom Hardy voices.
Ty.
You
I'm-
said Locke?
Ty.
Locke.
L-O-C-K-E, right?
Ty Cross.
Yeah.
Ty Cross.
Yo,
I'm going to have to apologize to you because I don't have a title for you tonight because you weren't officially on here.
Sorg, just say we don't know who this guy is.
Yes. Okay. We'll go with that. We'll go with
By the way,
I like
Sorg,
the
how,
ma-
how
I
many
like
times
the-
can I make that joke tonight before it
I
becomes
like
into the ground?
the whole mic. Whenever I'm in the chat room, the joke that he doesn't know who I am, because
Who
it
you
just comes
is.
across like, because it just comes across like he can't read.
No, because you realize it's a bit, right?
Yes.
You,
Well, we do
yeah,
point-
but it comes across like
Well-
you're acting as if you don't know who I am. But what you do is you go, Sword, there's a T-Y Rossi?
Yes, that's because I
I'm like, dude, it's
names
7
give
letters.
people
It's
power,
2
and I
names.
refuse to do that.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know it comes across like you can't read.
That goes back to
Which is
ancient
fine.
mythology.
Like,
Oh, good.
it's actually,
Hello.
it's really cool if you can't read. You've done a lot of things for
Oh,
someone who's,
I should be
know.
putting your title.
Yeah, I got a master's degree in chemical fucking engineering without being able to read. That's damn impressive.
Apparently,
That is
I should just put
very
you as
impressive.
should just put you as Duck Dad, anyways. Ty, according to the chat room.
That's fine. You put me to Duck Dad. That's cool.
Duck Dad.
Duck Dad, Ty Cross.
Actually, we had you saw the hatchlings when I had him Sword.
I think so.
Alex is
We had 4 of them.
blasphemy in the chat room. He's saying
I hate that I can't see the chat room because I know it's just people that don't like me talking very bad things about me. It makes me sad.
Well, you have a phone,
He's
don't
saying
you?
Heath Ledger's the best Joker, and that's just factually inaccurate.
No, he's really not. But
He was a very good one and a very
He
good
was a
take
very good
on it.
one, but he's not the
I'm not
best.
saying he's my favorite.
yeah, he's he's not.
You're gonna say Mark Hamill.
No, Mark
right?
Hamill
You're
is the
gonna say
best. No,
Mark Hamill
Hamill's
is
the best.
the Joker.
Yeah.
Like the voice in my so here's my thing. The X for you is the voice you hear in your head when you read the comic.
Yep.
For me, that's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Right. Wolverine
But
is.
does the fact that they have longer sustained and a larger volume of media give them a leg up on what you could argue might be better performances?
No, because I know he could do a live action too.
True.
Is Mark Hamill? I love Mark Hamill.
Mhm.
I'm a Star Wars nut. If you guys talk to Mark, man, well, he would tell you too. But I don't find Mark Hamill as intimidating as a Joker as Heath Ledger or even Joaquin Phoenix at this stage in his life.
No. Maybe like 20 years ago when he was first Joker.
What was it?
Maybe 20 years ago when he was first Joker.
Maybe 20 years ago, maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like now, I don't know.
I think it doesn't matter what he looks like with that voice.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's true
becomes
point.
scarily intimidating.
Yeah.
Have you seen Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker?
Yes. Such a great movie.
I haven't.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You haven't?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, you need to watch
I
it.
dabble in everything, but I don't.
no.
I don't go real into anything except maybe Star Wars. Like I grew up, I loved Batman Beyond, and I loved the Batman Adventures or whatever it was, the animated series.
Yeah.
And Batman the animated series, and I have those on DVD and stuff. But like, if you were to say, oh, what's your favorite quote or your favorite moment from those, I don't remember
Oh, but you
because I wasn't a
you
fanatic.
haven't seen Return of the Joker.
It's
I
good.
haven't. That's
You
right.
need
I
to
haven't.
see Return.
It's
Return of the Joker is legit my favorite Batman movie.
Under the Red Hood's my favorite Batman movie.
Under
I
Red
like
Hood.
Under the Red
very
Hood. I
good.
have seen that.
Under Red Hood is very. What's his fucking name?
Jason
guy-
Eccles.
No, the guy who plays Bender.
Crap.
DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio.
Yeah.
He is a very underrated Joker.
My favorite take is, and just because I love the book, Return of the Dark Knight, when they did that.
That was a good one too.
It was just spot on. Just
Yeah.
amazing.
Did you got anybody else disappointed with the Killing Joke? Because it was pretty terrible.
Not disappointed. I just don't think it came off. Like they other than the stuff that they added with Batgirl, which was
Yeah.
like,
Well, they needed to pad
was
the runtime.
unnecessary.
They needed to pad the runtime for it. And
So they made her a slut.
it was. Oh no, sir. That doesn't fly. We don't slut.
mm,
We don't
Sorry,
slut shame here.
sorry.
That's-
You know
that's
what I
not
mean.
cool.
No, you know.
No,
what I mean.
I
we
don't
don't
know what you
we
mean.
don't Batgirl
They-
shame here.
She was an adult ass woman and made adult ass woman decisions.
Mhm. And you could see that happening. You could see that happening.
Absolutely.
That's my. Sorry, guys. Sorry for
Mhm.
slut
Like
shaming.
in a world where Dick Grayson as Nightwing doesn't exist, Batgirl and Batman have fucked.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guarantee.
Mhm.
That's a guarantee. You don't come back to the Batcave all high off adrenaline and not get down in the Batcave. You know,
I
what
feel
mean?
like Brody Lee and Mallrats were talking about he's talking to Stan Lee Hulk fuck somebody. You guys ever seen Mallrats? No.
I haven't seen
Oh,
all
yeah.
that because
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Kevin Smith movies, but I don't go that far. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen
Man.
all of them.
Man.
Oh my god. Oh,
hurting
this
me.
is
I dabble.
reasons I hate you.
You're hurting me.
And I look like Kevin Smith.
No. You
Well,
don't love
it's-
Kevin Smith.
You look.
You like Kevin Smith. I love Kevin
I
Smith.
need to get that.
Exactly,
Actually.
and that's why I say I dabble. I'm not really a fanatic for a lot of things.
Oh God.
Did that just come out on Blu-ray and DVD?
Yes, I pre-ordered it.
I have to get it.
I don't know if it's out in stores though. You might have to pre-order it through their site.
All right.
Who? Who? He says.
No, but Ty, seriously, you need to see Batman Beyond: Return of the
Yeah.
Joker.
Are you sitting?
It's very good.
It's like it's the most chilling
like on the
Joker
far side there?
performance I've
On that
ever
side?
seen.
Mhm.
This side. This side. Okay. You need space. I know. I'm just getting your mics right. Not the man mic, but the
Huh?
mic. Hold on. I gotta switch the camera again. It's the wrong one.
God
It's
damn
very
it.
important that I can hear Mark Man, so that way I'm not repeating points that he makes when we talk about how awesome the Lesnar Rumble was.
I thought I told you
Oh,
he's
we're
not.
gonna fight.
You know he.
Oh,
I told you he's
man.
not on, and that's why you're on, right?
Oh boy.
because it was perfect.
No, Marcus.
No. No.
Ty. Marcus Mann is not on the show tonight.
He's
He's
not on the show.
he's got the flu.
He had the flu.
Oh,
You're
that's a bummer. I thought he
you're-
was going to be on the show.
you're the replacement Marcus Mann.
I
Ty,
agree
we can
with you.
talk about we can talk about how great the Rumble
Well, we can talk
was.
about those things.
We can talk about how great
Yeah, I thought it
Lesnar's
was- I thought
reign
it
was in the Rumble.
I thought it was perfect.
So
I think
did
you
I.
could argue, because I heard the argument last night, I think you could argue that it could have gone maybe like 2 spots less,
Yeah.
but the reaction off that kick, I don't think it would have been any louder no matter what you would have done. I think had you gone 2 spots less or 5 spots less, I don't think the reaction would have been as big. I think they peaked when they needed to peak.
Mhm.
Because
I disagree.
I took a screenshot of that just to send around to make a point. Take a screenshot of that moment and look. Every single person in that stadium has their arms in the air because that was the biggest moment of the night.
Mhm.
And when you have the biggest moment of the night with that that got a bigger
Wait.
reaction almost than Edge. That might have got a bigger reaction.
Yeah,
than
keep
Edge
that in the
coming
show.
back.
You gotta keep that in the
So
show.
that tells me that what they did was perfect.
We're not
All right,
gonna
we haven't
stop
started
it.
yet.
Yeah, we haven't started
Started
yet.
the
We haven't
show
started yet. Matt's here. He's
Save some of your terrible
What's
opinions
that?
for when we start the show.
Okay, I'll
1 in
I'll listen.
3.
I'll reiterate all this again.
That's what I got.
I'll make sure I say it though, and I don't type it out so you can understand it. Because if I type it out, you won't be able to read it.
I don't know with your connection though. It's kind of 50-50. Oh boy.
But
This-
see, for me, Mike and Ronnie come across really well, and
Mc-
Sorg's the only one audio-wise that I can't really hear that well.
Okay. Well, how are the rest of you hearing me?
I don't know why.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's a thing.
Nah, it's
Um,
me.
Google Hangouts, man.
It's you.
Well, I mean, I think it might also be because
Hold
on.
Ty's on
check
the phone.
check. Hold on. Let's try this again. Mike, this is that thing. Here's A B B B B B. Hello B. A. Hello.
Hello.
Was it
Hi.
B? Is this better?
B.
Is
A
this
little bit.
better?
It's just super bassy, but it's fine.
You're super bassy.
It's
if you
all
say
about
something
that
to
beat.
me and I don't
Brr, 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 brr.
I can't be mean to Ty Cross for the rest of the night because he said
You say-
I'm mildly attractive.
something to me and
That's the only time he's putting you over tonight.
That's right.
I said you were a good-looking cat, which I think is better than mildly attractive.
That's true. That's higher on the scale than mildly attractive.
Yeah, listen. If you earned it, I'll put you over, brother.
Matt, you can unplug the RetroPie. Yeah, you're allowed to. That's okay. It's like kind of running. You can put it on the desk so it's not like tripping and stuff.
Oh, Sword, do you want a Lego update quick?
Hey, while we're here, what's going on with the Lego update?
Well, wasn't able to do too much work.
Mhm.
But I have built the potions classroom and the potions storage room.
That looks good.
That's fun. There's the
Nice.
classroom. There's all the little chairs and chamber pots and all that stuff.
Nice.
And there's the storage room
Nice.
where you
Is that-
can steal your gillyweed and your and your ingredients to make polyjuice potion.
Have you built the
I
Chamber
also
of Secrets
can't
yet?
see Mike, and I think that's a connection issue on my end as well.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I already built the Chamber of Secrets, but I'm not gonna grab that part over because it's massive. at
Ty,
this
do you have headphones? I can't
Yeah.
tell. You do have headphones in. Okay. Okay, I see him.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I have like money headphones.
Yeah, okay.
I overpaid for my headphones. Is what I'm saying.
These are the $10 headphones from Walmart.
I felt bad because so Nick Farrow was on the show last night and he says, yeah, I bought these for like $5 at GameStop, and I was like, yeah, it sounds like it. So because it did, the background noise was really bad. Speaking of which, Ronnie, I think it's you because I think I've heard it since you came on. I think I hear a television in the background.
Yeah, my parents are watching TV in there.
Oh.
Yeah, you tell them to turn it down a little bit.
Well,
just put the sleeper hold on. Just
just
him
put him
out.
to sleep.
How loud
Put
is the
him out.
TV?
It's noticeable. It's in the background. I mean, you're not being drowned out or anything, but it's there.
All right.
If you can just rock your mic mute a little bit during the show.
Or at least tell them to put something good on.
Yes, that too. Matt is apparently with us now. Hello, and you're in shot and everything.
Hi.
You good? You all right?
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah.
Is this just already week 2? Is feeling a little rough? Yeah.
Yeah. A little worn out.
You're a little worn out. It's
Yeah,
been the
how are
first
you worn
week.
out? We haven't even started yet.
How do you? I mean, you didn't even have to do the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, there's Tug
The
Bailey.
wheel looks great.
By the-
Missy did a great job.
Just
By
hug-
the way, this got under my skin, and I've only waited for this for the past year now. This Mayhem Mania thing.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
it took
boy.
hold. It's all I waited for.
And I don't think he's been on since the last one. Oh, there she is. There's
No,
Bailey.
I don't think I have.
that's by choice.
I looked at the Hangouts.
Can you
and
hear
I
the
haven't been on
TV
since
now?
March of last year.
What's that, Ronnie?
Can you hear the TV now?
No.
No.
All right, yeah, I took care of the problem.
Did you kill your parents?
I did not, but I'm like, hey, can you guys turn that down a little bit? They're
Oh,
like, oh,
jeez.
it's too loud. I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
trying to do a show here, guys. Just trying to do a fucking show.
It sounded
You
like
did not
were
answer my
I'm
venting.
working on my career
No,
over
no, I
here.
did not.
By the way, Jen's in the chat room trying to tell everyone that I slept all day today. I didn't sleep all day. I couldn't sleep. I came home and I played Stardew Valley for 2 hours.
What?
And
He
then I
slept-
tried
he
to go to
slept all day.
sleep.
Well, okay, that's your own fault then.
I can't.
You don't
Once,
even
You can't play Mayhem.
let me
Mania
tell
on
you.
this.
Let me tell you something, Sorg. Once I start digitally farming, I can't stop.
Oh no.
I've got ducks. I'm like playing the Ty Cross video game.
Oh, that's a game where everyone loses, Matt.
Are you also a former tag team champion?
I'll have
No,
to-
I'm a Slammy Award winner.
I don't think I've won the tag team championships.
Okay. By the way, Ty Cross won the championships in the grandest fashion. I have to point out for those that haven't checked it out.
Speeding away in a
Yeah.
waiting vehicle.
Yes. 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 Like bandits in the
That was
night.
the sickest thing, wasn't it?
That was
awesome.
that is the best.
It was a really fun thing to do.
It's like a
too.
bank robbery.
It was the best like indie wrestling level winning of a championship I think I've ever witnessed. So
Thank you.
when they're like, hey, when I was explaining the concept of film, I was like, well, that's a lot. And I think we sent Damien out after you too. The poor guy
Yeah, I think so.
was blown up.
And then we hid out in the Rural King parking lot, and I almost went in because I needed wood chips and duck food, but I didn't go in because we had to shoot a promo. So, but I
You
said, take us
should've
around
shot-
Rural King because I need wood chips and duck food.
You should have shot the promo in Royal King, getting the wood chips and duck food.
Well, that was the thing, and I was fully mentally prepared to go in wrestling boots because I had the flannel. So I was gonna throw the flannel on, and honestly, a flannel in Rural King, like I'd have fit right in. But like I had my boots and my knee pads on, so I was just like, I don't know. And then we had to do the promo, and it was cold. And I was just like, nah, I'll get duck food tomorrow. And I did. I went out the next day and I got duck food.
you.
It was like wet out that day, I think, or that night, I think too. And I had my boots on, and I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling it.
I remember.
Little backstage story for everybody about how I bought duck food during a wrestling show, technically.
Jeez. All right. I think we have a show. I think we have enough people for a show. Matt's ready.
In theory.
In theory, Matt's here. Hold on, Matt. You guys see because you're the only one who can see it. Here is.
Hey, no rush tonight, Sorg. I don't have to go to work.
Oh.
I had to call off work because tomorrow I have jury duty.
Oh no.
No.
That's right. I am the law tomorrow.
Matt,
no.
Matt, I have a question. If jury duty interferes with your Mayhem Mania gamesmanship, who will be taking control?
Chad the Shad, of course.
Oh yeah, you did a great time
Good
last time.
God. He's going to
Well,
be insufferable.
You know, it's so
now
funny.
the Edge is back. He's going to be insufferable.
I just read a
I
bat.
do have an Edge match prepared, but it's not my first match.
I did just read a Batman book where he had to go in for jury duty
As Batman or as Bruce Wayne?
as
Yeah.
as Bruce
Yes, as
Wayne,
Batman.
but it's for Mr. Freeze that he
Did
had
he-
put it away.
I was going to say, did he apprehend the criminal that he was going on jury duty
Yes,
for?
yes, he did. So this whole I've read up to the Catwoman marriage. I never read the including and aftermath of.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's very good. It includes the jury duty thing with Mr. Freeze, and Dick is trying to help him cope, apparently. And it got really interesting. I haven't finished the book yet. It's like a book 3 deluxe edition for the new Batman book. But yeah, very, very good. Love Hoopla. All right. So I had notes for this show. I had a relative idea of how to do this show.
Hey, Bessie, I'll show you the ropes.
That stupid thing. I'm so
Dude.
happy I gave that to
Come
you
here,
guys.
Bestie.
I played with it like all night.
Is that the Bailey thing?
Yeah,
It is.
it's
What?
it's freaking out Tatiana the entire night at Royal Rumble.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
sounds
like-
like every girl I ever knew in high school
Yeah,
Are you
basically.
excited to get in
because
the
they
ring?
called me bestie.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Why is she talking to Dusty Rhodes?
Bestie.
See,
Oh,
I heard
Betsy.
Dusty too.
That thing has been sitting in my trunk for about 5 months.
We make
Well-
a great tag team.
Well, it still works. Oh
I'm a
man.
hugger.
I just wanted to play the song. That's why I'm
Who
doing it.
isn't?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It says a
Yeah.
lot.
Giggity,
Mm.
giggity,
Belly
goo.
to belly suplex.
I'll give her a belly to belly
Everyone's favorite
suplex.
Excuse me, that's a Bailey to belly. Please use the appropriate trademark term.
Hugger's gonna hug.
You know,
I can't
you
believe
know
how
who
much it
is a hugger?
says.
yeah, be careful where you
Keep on.
squeeze on there.
That comes through so much clearer than Sorg's microphone.
That's gonna haunt me
It's
for the rest of
live.
my Bailey's old theme music.
Now, Sorg,
Yes.
when will they put out the evil Bailey talking doll?
Also,
Go screw yourself.
also, when do we strap the Bailey to the circle, to the wheel, to the void?
She's slightly too large
Did
for
she
the,
get eliminated?
for Space
I'll-
Jail.
I'll
No,
eliminate
she's
her
in
this
she's
week.
in
It'll be
Space Jail. Yeah,
She's
you're
in
right.
Space Jail,
Yeah.
so we should just put her literally on the board, and we'll figure it out.
Someone has to book
So
Bailey.
I don't
for
know if you
that.
guys heard, but apparently I'm hosting a WrestleMania party at the Sorgatron Media.
That's pretty.
Sorg.
Yes, apparently that's what I got. That's
So
the-
Missy doesn't want anyone there then.
Pretty much. It's just gonna be me
Ew.
falling asleep watching WrestleMania. For
Ronnie
12 hours.
Club. Bow, bow, bow.
I'll be at
Beach
Keith
View
Hunt's
Beach
house,
Party.
That's where we watch WrestleMania.
Nice.
I may have to go to work. I don't know yet.
Oh, the Fed's giving you a phone call.
Who knows? I don't know.
Things-
looks
I
like
was,
you're going
I
to
was
Tampa.
offered. Well, they do have a party apparently.
Sounds like Mad Mike's getting called up.
Mike's getting called up to Tampa to go to the Fed.
Called up like
I done been called up, son.
Well, the call up.
Recalled up. Called down. Can you be called down?
yes, you
no,
can.
Yes, yes,
call
you
me
can.
maybe.
Yes, yes.
It's in there.
Anyways, all right. All the right things are recording. Let's hit the buttons on this. Let's see where I put those documents at.
There ain't no stopping us now. We celebrate on the floor, and now we're ready to go.
Ready to go.
To all the people across Mayhem Nation, turn it up. We're ready to cast.
Wow.
Well, that was something. That was a thing.
There's
I wish I could
welcome.
reverse mute this phone.
You know, you can do that. Just turn your phone off. Just go.
Oh,
No, I need Mayhem Mania.
There's a lot of singing. There's a lot of singing lately. So,
Mm.
all right.
Why did you ask me if I could sing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you tweeted me asking
there was
me
a thing with because we needed somebody to do the Mayhem Mania like intro song, and Matt was gonna bring one of his children's recorders. And we're trying to figure out, for some reason we're like, well, Ronnie will be like playing. I know, Matt, this was your idea. It's just
I did write the song.
yes.
I'll do it next week.
Just hey, Ronnie just agrees.
Ronnie
to
is
everything.
always up for just about anything. That's the best.
I'll do whatever. I don't care.
Let's do it.
Whatever to still be on the show, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll do all the jobs, bro. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. That's it. This is. I mean, this is just
Ronnie will take all the high spots.
this is just the podcast version of his wrestling career. So
I do
like,
all the jobs.
it's just he shows up every time and just like, what the hell did I get myself into this time?
Yeah.
What did I just agree to? So
It's like me showed up and like somebody's like, "Hey, you want to take a bump?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not?"
oh, wait for that to happen. Well, that did happen one time with Beastman. So
Yeah.
I've seen Ronnie take some pretty hilarious bumps.
Oh my god, do you remember when Tony pump handle kicked me in the face and I shit my pants off the bump?
I don't.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't. Was I even there for that?
You were.
I
It
was
was.
just going in, I was making a facade joke, but wasn't going to say it.
Oh no, it's fine. It's that's a joke in general. But it was Edric just won the BDW heavyweight title at that school. And
Yeah.
I went in there and I was like, no, you guys can't have the fucking belt because this is when I was the office or whatever. And Tony was going to kick Edric, but Edric moves and I took the kick to the face and I shit my pants off the bump.
That is that.
You know, it
That's
seems
a
like that's
great story,
it's more
man.
common than you would think that it would
Yeah.
be.
mhm.
I'm always hearing stories about wrestlers
actually-
crapping
I-
themselves during matches. You would not think that would happen that often, but apparently it always happens.
I was able to go a 10-year career without doing it, and I came close a couple of times, but I never did it. And I would own up to it if I did. Like I never did. One time I thought I did. I took a bump off something Keith hit me with, and I thought I did, but I didn't.
So we keep losing Ty Cross's camera sometimes. Ty, how old is that picture that keeps popping up?
2014.
2014. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just like, that.
You see how thin I am in that picture? Isn't that
I was like,
wild?
wow, I don't know that Ty Cross.
I look
I
really
barely know
good in
this
that
one.
picture.
You barely know
I
this.
do know that Ty Cross.
There's a reason that picture.
205 Live, Ty Cross.
Yes. All right, here we go.
That was the HBW Ty Cross.
Ty 05 Live.
Ty 05 Live.
Mm-hmm.
HBW was a wild ride, man.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me.
Ty, just be careful about overtalk because there's definitely like Skype lag a little bit. So we'll watch out for you. All right.
I'll go mute.
Judging by that response, I think we do have a little bit of delay. So everybody keep an eye out. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. The fucking A.
Try again.
I was trying.
Need to overtalk, and you still couldn't get it right.
Hey,
So,
listen.
come on.
Hey, fuck you.
Uh-oh.
It's happened last week too, by the way.
So remember when we can mute someone in the chat room? Wasn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
We can actually. I think
I'm fired.
we'll see how the night goes. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 699, the penultimate episode before the 700 Club here in Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. Ready to talk some professionalized wrestling because we've been talking about Batman for a half an hour. So, ready to get at it. First of all, in studio, prepared, been preparing, and over-preparing for Mayhem Mania is mainstream. Matt, how you doing, Matt, tonight?
I'm doing good, Sorgi. How are you?
All right. Are you good? I mean, it's only been 1 week, but I still need to check on how are you doing.
I'm exhausted.
Okay.
I think it's mostly out of concern that Larry could show up at any moment.
He could.
Yeah.
I think he's in town.
It's the stress of knowing that he could show up at any time.
He's been
that's
out of
causing
town. He tried to select Bart Gunn for the Royal Rumble at one point in one of our groups. So I don't even know why he tried doing that.
Yeah, thanks
but
for the
that was-
email. Thanks for entering the contest, Larry. But no.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that was for. That's right. we did have selections for the Rumble picks. We'll be talking about later about what that applies to the Mayhem Mania. Also with us, he is in Beacon, New York, and he is the guy on the Mayhem Show that definitely watches more pro wrestling than any of you out there. He is Mad Mike.
Out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours?
Are those the words to the
now
song?
is mine.
No, wait, that's the old song.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted that as
Oh,
an
okay,
earworm
okay.
in everyone's
I
head.
like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I just wanted that to earworm everyone's head.
Okay. All right. Also,
Everyone has a wrestling theme stuck in their head for some reason. Because they played them like every 2 minutes on Sundays. So
oh, they
we're
did.
like-
Oh, geez, they did.
Yeah.
Like, we got a lot of them. Also with us from the Starks lair is Ronnie Starks. I can't remember where we hail you from when you're at home. So from his secret ooze lair is that's really weird if you don't have this visual. in your den of Ninja Turtles, it seems.
Yeah, the turtle lair behind
An
me
abandoned subway station with
Yeah.
somehow
turned
It
into
ain't it ain't the Hilton.
it ain't the Hilton. Yeah.
That's right. And of course,
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
that's right. Also with us now, Marcus Mann could not make it tonight. We were in talks with his agents about returning him to the show. But with us, we're just going to bring him in for Mayhem Mania, but we said, why the hell not? And we're going to see how his internet holds up because he's out in the middle of Duck Country. Ty Cross, former Rise Tag Team Champion, with us now. It's a little fuzzy. He might be with us.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Pros.
2 quick things. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I here? Am I heard?
Yes.
Okay. 2 quick
Under
things.
protest.
Broken Dreams should be used in the hype video to lead up to WrestleMania for that
stole
match.
that from
would
me.
be sick. And Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds is my favorite line in a movie ever.
There you go. I feel like we start the show and
I
then
can't hear anybody right now.
we start the show and then his internet completely takes a dive.
It's almost like they're telling us that this guy should not.
I'm moving to a different part of my house to figure this out.
Oh God, here we go.
Okay.
Here we
Here
go.
we
We're gonna see some fucking ducks again.
Yeah, eventually. There was good reception out with the Ducks. But anyways, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Go check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Go check out Basic Sickness. If you check out his YouTube and his Facebook page, he's actually been reposting some old footage, the 10-year anniversary of one of his albums, which has just been released on Spotify and Google Music and all those places. Pandora, I think, is on the list too. So if you're listening to your music streaming, subscribe to one of those. Look up Basic Sickness, and you can find more than just that wonderful music that you hear in front of this show. Also, ask your Google Home and your Amazon Echo to play some Wrestling Mayhem Show podcast for you. I've been having fun listening to different podcasts on mine as well. You can also drop us a line to that email address. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com or 412-206-WMS0 at Mayhem Show on Twitter, and check out the Wrestling Mayhem Show page and group. A lot of great discussion happening through the group, including some stuff I'm hoping to bring up here on the show today. And of course, subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode every week, including extra episodes wherever you like to listen to your podcast. There's both the Wrestling Mayhem Show and there's the Wrestling Mayhem Show Super Feed, which includes the Monday Mayhem Wrestling Wrap-Up, as well as the Indie Mayhem shows, including last week's discussion with Gregory Iron, mostly about podcasting. And so go check that out. And, of course, we're here live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the flagship Wrestling Mayhem Show on Facebook Live, streaming a lot of other places, but of course the big discussion is happening in the Facebook Live, just like Jen Carlins is hanging out in there, Tina Keys out in the Seattle area, as well as I saw cameraman Rob hanging out, Dave Ponder, the Tiny Shutter Podcast, and just Alex Miller out west, all hanging out there in the chat room with us tonight. And you never know, you may just hear us talking about a little bit extra stuff. If you want some more extra stuff, you can go follow our Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. You'll get emails with all the great shows, as well as extra content, some pre-show stuff, some secret recorded stuff that only you will hear. Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thank you to our supporters, our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! By the way, shout that I see Bro Diggity is actually the brother of Bo Diggity, is actually opening for Mick Foley at one of his stops, I think up in Erie or something. So I saw our friends at Revenge Pro were sharing that this week. Ed Burke, Bobby F. J. Town, Tina Keys, and our friends Team Hammer Fist. At the Poppy Club level, we got Bradley, Doc Remedy, Dave Ponder, Kyle Turner, and Daniel Towery. And at the manager level, our friends at OccupyProWrestling.com. You can support the show, again, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. First of all, I feel like it was so far ago, because I know we were talking about it when it was like imminent a week ago, but we need to talk about AEW. I was right the first time. Damn it. Although AIW on the boat would be insane. But the Jericho Cruise was last week. In the imagery, I don't remember the first one having the insane imagery and sharing all over the place like this one does. Probably because All Elite Wrestling was a part of this one. But found out that some people in our Mayhem universe, Tim Cross and Andrew, were on the boat. And started sharing those. So we kind of started an impromptu AMA during that. So I know those guys are out there. But this was, and I know, Ronnie, I know you're already looking at like maybe next year or something too for the boat. A lot of people were saying, hey, I signed up for the list. I'm kind of thinking about this. First of all, wrestling on the boat, producing wrestling on the boat, well, if you watch the episode, was obviously a little problematic. And we kind of speculated on that last week. First, I want to talk to the professional production person here, Mainstream Matt. What did you think of wrestling on the boat last week?
I thought it was awesome. I loved it. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about AEW is that, it never looks like the same show twice.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like some homogenized arena. It seems like the environment's always changing. So yeah, boat. I thought it was cool. That was funny that the fans were chanting at the other boats. I heard that when they were chanting "Your ship sucks," there was another boat passing. It was a Disney cruise that was passing by when they were chanting "Your ship sucks" at it. So yeah, wrestling fans, man. But overall, I thought it was awesome. I was really hoping they were going to shoot off fireworks just into the sky and do some super pyro, because they had no roof or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I suppose being on the boat might prevent that from happening.
The biggest thing seemed to be the wind.
Yeah.
It is the windiest wrestling show I think I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, but you know what? They kind of they acknowledged it, which is a good thing on the commentary. And I think even in one of the matches, they were someone was on the top rope and it looked like they were unsteady, and just the announcer was just well, it is really windy out here. He's probably having trouble, maintaining his balance.
Oh no!
Sorg, the wind can blow the body. Oh my!
Yeah,
oh God!
Yeah,
I gotta lock the door. I
gotta lock the door. Larry has arrived at the studio.
No, keep him out.
He's oh no! Go get him! Go get him!
I wish there was a camera following him as he's going to look Larry out of the boat.
Not him, but we're getting Larry at least on cam here outside. Oh wait, no, he's assaulting. Wait, he's assaulting him right now. He's there's that is awkward out there.
So, someone needs to banish Bart Gunn to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, real quick.
He's been banished.
Was he already banished?
Been banished?
I've just banished him at this moment.
There you go.
I don't know if that's in canon though.
We'll find out.
We'll find
out. You're coming back in 30 minutes, right?
We need someone with an actual
What's that?
Actual ticket to the Phantom Zone.
Jeez. Anyways, all right. So, how did your tussle outside with Larry go?
He got in.
Like, he got in.
It didn't go well.
We saw a little bit of it on the stream. So,
Did you kill Larry? Is he dead?
No.
did you get kill Larry and hide him in his own office downstairs?
Larry's buried in my
He's
basement.
got like this cooler area, so I don't know. Who knows what's in there?
We should have just put a giant cardboard statue of Butterbean on the door. Then Larry wouldn't have been able to get in.
That's true. Where can you get a cardboard stand-up of Butterbean? Who sells that?
Where can't you get that?
Just-
I'm Amazoning that shit right now.
hold on, let me run down the Staples.
Your local Suncoast video stores.
Those don't exist anymore, man.
Oh no, they
No.
do. Somebody found one not too far from Black Diamond, actually.
What?
And when
Yeah.
they emptied
It
those
was-
out anyway,
it was
they
right next
left
to the
all
Sam
butter
Goody.
behind.
We're paying a visit. No, maybe it was the Sam Goody I saw actually.
No, Sam Goody does exist in what mall is that by you?
Yeah.
Ty?
It's like the Ohio Valley
Robinson?
Mall or something, or
No, it's that mall in Ohio.
yeah,
That's-
yeah,
Oh,
like
the Ohio Valley Mall. St. Clair
yeah,
Strip?
that's the one.
Yeah,
Past-
there's a Sam Goody there.
Jeez. Anyways, so what did you guys think out there on in the hangout of wrestling on a boat last week?
I have not been able to watch it yet.
You've seen
sadly.
clips though, right?
Hmm?
You've seen the clips though, at least, right?
I've seen a couple clips. I don't want to give my full opinion until I watch the full show.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I already I have reservations about it. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
it does sound like a cool concept. I
Mhm.
kind of don't like that they just made Moxley a pirate just for that show.
I think it was more than that. I mean, it was a pretty cool. Come on. Matt is
No,
shaking
but-
his
but
head.
see, the
Hold
thing
on.
is,
Matt is
if-
shaking his
If the
head.
exact same gimmick was done by Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho, everyone on the internet would have hated it.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
I agree with
No, no.
I
Absolutely.
absolutely agree with that.
I guarantee
They would've
if
said,
Moxley
"Oh, look
comes
what they're
out,
doing with Ambrose."
yeah, if Moxley comes out with a hot dog cart to go after the inner circle, people are like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen." It's
I completely agree. I hate
Listen,
to say
man.
it because it's you, but I completely agree.
Listen, man. Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Dots.
They would have said look, they put Ambrose in an eye patch to make him look like a pirate. They're ruining John Moxley. Is what they would have
Exactly.
said about it if WWE would have done it.
Matt, you've been shaking your head violently.
because they would have done it right before this WrestleMania. Because guess what? It's
Yep.
a pirate ship theme.
Matt, you were shaking your head violently at that whole thing.
I don't have anything else.
No, it's just that's it.
No.
You're winded from.
No, that's
he's
the,
win-
that's
he-
the
he-
shaking head of. I know Mad Mike is right.
That's my shaking my head. I'm not getting into this.
Not putting up the fight, but he did wear the eye patch the entire time, which puts him in the same boat as Shirley Doe. And who was the other eye patched one? Oh,
Nydia.
What's that?
Nydia.
Nydia?
Yeah, you don't remember when Nydia was blind?
Oh,
PCO did PCO wear an eye patch?
yeah,
Or did he take it off
John
before his
Pierre
match?
Lafitte back in the day wore the eye patch. Apparently, the eye has grown
Yeah.
back since he's become PCO. So there you go. By the way, Shirley Doe not wearing the eye patch anymore as of this past weekend. I think maybe last month 2 weeks ago he stopped wearing it.
Thank God.
So
Good for him. I'm glad
2020,
he's better.
the year 2020, Shirley Doe is back to 2020 vision.
I see what you're doing.
So good to see. I'm glad people are healing up for the show. So
I appreciate that joke.
there
sir.
are a lot of people in the street right now. What is going on? Oh, there's a truck. The great thing is if somebody backs into our studio, we'll have it on video. See that truck across the street? I'm glad I put this camera back over here.
Yeah, definitely.
So, let's see. So, wrestling on a pirate ship, and now other people getting ready to wrestle on a pirate ship. Edge is back, you guys. We talked about this a little bit last night, and
Yay.
that's one theme that I know has been stuck in a bunch of people's heads. So, hold on. Larry hasn't watched wrestling for a while. Hey, do you know Edge is back?
Yeah, I watched it today when I was driving back from Michigan.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. He was watching Royal Rumble while driving. Don't admit that on the internet. Anyways.
It was Ohio.
Oh, it was Ohio. That's fine. Worse things are happening in Ohio. Let's be honest about
I
it.
live with that.
Yeah. So Edge is back. Matt Carlin's, your opinion.
I'm awesome. Yeah, just between like Edge and on coming back at the Rumble and then just And then Doom, his thing at the end of Raw last night, he's just like he's the man. He's awesome. It's a goddamn tragedy that we haven't had him around full time for the last 9 years. It's a tragedy because dude is gifted, you know. And he had so much more to give, you know. That's the sad part, you know. He's just brilliant.
And now it is.
And he steps right in. He's instantly amazing again.
And now it is like 9 year later, Edge versus what could he have done 9 years ago if he kept going, as people came in.
One nice thing about this, though, if there's any nice takeaway, is from now on, anything Edge does is going to be that much cooler and that much better because we never thought we'd see it again.
Kind of like Daniel Bryan now, right?
Yeah. Anything Edge does for the next 3 years, if he really did sign a 3-year contract, that's kind of what I read. Anything he does for the next 3 years is going to be awesome, and we're all going to love it because we're not going to take it for granted. Where if Edge had stuck around for these past 9 years and never took any time off and never got hurt, you know, you worry. He's very talented, but you worry that people would start to kind of, you know, okay, are they using Edge too much, or is Edge holding guys down? It happens with a lot of people. So the one, I think, nice takeaway is everything's going to be awesome.
It blows my mind. We now have two major wrestlers who have had like severe career-ending injuries with neck and head, respectively, that have both come back.
Well, I mean, 3 if you count Shawn Michaels.
Oh, Shawn was another one that wasn't supposed to come back. That's right. So I feel
modern medicine is insane.
So
and I think that there's something to say for being precautious.
Yes.
Because and I'm not saying it's as if it's a bad thing, but they talk about Bryan would have been cleared anywhere else but WWE and all of that stuff. But WWE is gonna watch out for themselves and the boys, but also themselves. So they're not gonna let that go if it's not foolproof.
Yeah.
So,
and
there is something to be said about that too, I think.
Yeah, we rag on WWE about a lot.
Nope, lost Mike for a moment.
They do.
I thought it
think
was me. Ooh.
I think that's a great thing they do. Like, they want to make absolutely positive. Like, yeah, like you can go to your doctor. You go to our doctor. Because our doctors deal with what you guys will have to be dealing with.
Absolutely, and good on them for not like trying to get cleared, like Daniel Bryan for not getting cleared enough to wrestle somewhere else. I mean, but again, they don't want to upset the apple cart at WWE and not be able to come back when they are cleared, right? So we'll see.
It shows you that Bryan's really happy too, because Bryan could have went to New Japan Pro Wrestling and made a lot of money. Not as much money, but he could have went to New Japan and made a lot of money if he wanted to. He could have went back to Ring of Honor and made a pretty good bit of money if he wanted to, but he stuck around because I think he believed in himself, and I think he liked being a part of that company. So there's something to be said about that too.
Yeah. I mean, some people don't see like anything other than being on top as the thing, you know, versus like, you know, a Dean or somebody that says, hey, let's see what we could do over here, or Jericho, hey, let's see what we could do in another playground, right? And both doing pretty great things the last several years with that. So
I for one am glad we have not seen Sexton Hardcastle in AEW.
Oh, good.
I'm glad that wasn't the case.
I wish he was at least good enough that we did get Sexton Hardcastle at like a Chikara Trio show or something, right? So, anyways, no. So other than that, yeah, man.
I'm just gonna.
Matt?
I don't want to let this moment while we're talking about Edge pass without saying how awesome Randy Orton's been the last 2 nights.
Okay.
Like, we crap on Randy Orton a lot. He was great on Sunday. He was great on Monday. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
But
that was one of the best segments I've ever seen. Man, it was fantastic.
I mentioned last night, Cordes said the two of them, if they were to feud, because we didn't know at the time, would be a master class in storytelling that we get to see over the next weeks, months, hopefully. So, good to see it. I'm curious what they do with them. I hope Edge kind of stays part-time-ish.
Yes.
For both him and did I see, did he have castmates from Vikings in the audience? Did anybody else catch this?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that why he is leaving the gray in his beard. Is that like a
It might be.
deal with his TV obligations?
It might be. I don't know. You know, he doesn't. You know.
Well, no, I mean Vikings has been canceled for.
Oh, has it?
But-
Oh.
Yeah, Vikings has been canceled for a while.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, I
he was
remember
going.
him talking about it on the ENC podcast.
Well, canceling the podcast makes a lot of sense now. So, I was waiting for even a Christian.
Supposedly Christian was supposed to continue it, but he never did because
Yeah,
he's
that's-
Christian.
He was always bad. He was always the one they were waiting for. So you know.
Yeah.
So hey, before we go to a break here, I want to give a shout out because I saw him in the chat room here a moment ago. Give a shout out to Billy Johnson. He's
Billy.
Billy Johnson.
he's hanging. I know he's going through some medical issues now. I know he's admitted to a hospital today. Some issues with his heart. So everybody, give some good vibes out to him, and even any good vibes from your personal deity as well to him for that. So. Thank you. Looking out for Billy, a good friend of the Mayhem Show, and I want to make sure.
Sorg, we have a special message for Billy.
Yes.
Get better soon, pal.
I also have a special message for Billy.
I thought for a second he was gonna squeeze the Bailey thing.
No, he did.
I did.
He did. There was a whoop
that
whoop.
was it?
That was it.
Yeah, there was a whoop whoop. That's all we got this time. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
There ain't no stopping us now.
Ain't no stopping us now. Get it all
Time
on
to
the
get on the
floor.
floor.
Oh, jeez. Well, hey, you know what's also we're not stopping. The great wrestling rolling out at IndieWrestling.us and Indie Wrestling Network. A lot of great stuff coming up here. Just posted, actually, just live right before the show was Saturday night's Rise Wrestling debut in Baldwin, PA. And I know, Mainstream Matt, you were really excited about one of those things, and obviously that was Ronnie Starks at ringside.
Oh yes. Ronnie Starks just, right off to within feet of me, just like showboating and mugging and just like, get that cam on me. I could just like feel the energy coming off you, Ronnie. Just like look at me, turn to me, and I'm like, no, Sorg wants me to focus on the action in the ring. Don't pay attention to the managers. But
I did turn to you at once and scream, "I hate you!" And then I walked away.
Once you were sitting in the front row with the fans, with dang it, I forget his Jordan Styles.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't ignore this, So
Yep.
you eventually
I
pushed it
noticed.
far enough. So,
I noticed.
Yeah.
Me and Jordan working together has been a long time coming, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
But, I mean, your need for attention is not that bad though, Ronnie. You're like an understated BC Steele. BC needs all the attention, so he is hard to ignore too.
He is.
So.
Oh, well, anyways, your second favorite thing of the night was another match that happened before intermission.
Lee Moriarty and
Jason Kincaid.
Jason Kincaid. I didn't want to screw up his first name.
It was a fucking banger.
It was amazing. Lee Moriarty is great, getting better all the time.
Mhm.
Jason Kincaid is awesome. Every time I see him, he's awesome. And I know we've shot other matches involving a bunch of them before in the past. So get deep into that IndieWrestling.us archive. Find those Jason Kincaid matches because they're awesome.
Absolutely. Also released Prospect Pro Wrestling had their first show of the year, packing in the Worthington Civic Center as well. Both shows had amazing crowds. I think they're running out of seats. I think they ran out of seats at the Worthington Civic Center for them, with threat of snow as well. And headlined by a great tag match. The debut of the Xander Zone interview segment on there. So good for Xander Gabriel out there. Some debuting talent out there. Some of the STDs were there. I don't know why I meant, but hey, the friends of the show. And hey, they were STDs.
I don't know why, but
Care. ETF is great. It's the heat that the ETF, Dan Hooven and Santana Diamonds draws is completely atomic out there, and borderline rough out there.
Okay. I was like, where are we going with this?
No, I just remembered one sign. I was like, I don't know if we want to put that on camera. So no, there's a really good crew, and everybody was on fire. The crowd was hot all night, and again, there's a lot of the younger guys getting a chance here. Both Prospect or Rise are kind of that thing where a lot of younger guys are getting a chance to really flourish, and so show what they got. Go check that out, Prospect Pro Wrestling and Rise Wrestling from Baldwin, PA. All both now live at IndieWrestling.network. VOD coming soon for Rise, and those will, of course, that will also be rolling out very soon on Smart Mark Video website too. So wherever you want to watch that, DVDs available for all of them now. You can order them right now. We'll be rolling those out, and subscriptions for DVDs too. If you wanna get all the DVDs that we put out in a month, that includes Prospect Pro Wrestling, Rise, Black Diamond, and RWA. $20 a month. Go sign up for that at IndieWrestling.us, a new feature that we just rolled out. I know a couple of you guys are taking up on that. Also, some $8 a month subscriptions if you want those for individual promotions as well. IndieWrestling.network, IndieWrestling.us. Go check all of that out. All right, so I wanted to, and I was really looking forward to having Marcus Mann's kind of opinion on this, but we'll just have to get Ty Cross as a wrestler. And Ronnie, of course.
You don't put me over. It's about time. I'm not important.
Well, you're here every week, so I sometimes I forget. So there was a post after the Royal Rumble, and again, so many people involved. I mean, hell, 60 people across two Rumbles on that roster. Let's think about that. Plus people that had matches that weren't in the Rumble, including mostly the title matches, right?
And people who were in the Rumble that aren't on the roster.
And there's that too. So afterwards, there was a tweet by Mustafa Ali with a video about his disappointment about not being selected for the Royal Rumble. Again, there are 30 people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. That is a lot of people that get on that show. You gotta be, more than a typical pay-per-view, right? And to not get on that is important. So I kind of was putting some thoughts out there into the universe on Twitter and on Facebook. You think of everybody that makes the Royal Rumble tonight, on Sunday night, was definitely of note and deserving in some aspect, right? To get that far and be selected for that, or have a position because of something. We can debate up and down beyond that. But also, I think deafening are the scores of talent that aren't getting used. Do you have an insanely deep roster? We mentioned this a lot when we're talking Mayhem Mania. For instance, and it still doesn't make it onto 7 hours of primetime television that's every week. I think we were talking about last night, and Mike might get the numbers for me. I think less people are on Monday Night Raw's 3 hours than make SmackDown on a weekly basis. I feel like that's the case, and I want to see if that is.
Raw has longer matches, which accounts for a lot of that.
They just fill the time versus giving us just more stuff, right? And
how often are they kind of rolling over different talents too? You're seeing it's not just it's the same guys week after week after week after week, and they'll just stow someone away in the lockbox for months on end, and you won't end up seeing them at all.
Sometimes
you could freshen it up.
Yeah.
And there are episodes of Raw where you'll see Kevin Owens 5 or 6 times on the show.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to tell long-term stories when you don't have to put somebody on TV every week. So if you rotated people and if you advertise people, if Seth Rollins wasn't, and I'm not just picking Seth Rollins because I don't like him, because I do, but if Seth Rollins wasn't on TV every week, then you could advertise next week Seth Rollins will be on TV.
But you do get that with sometimes when Seth was when they're champions, Becky doesn't make it on every week or does something every week, right? She would just did an interview segment. It's
but Becky is one of those people that should be on every week because they don't use nearly enough of their female talent.
There's that too. How are we, with as deeper rosters they have? When's the last time we've seen the Iconics? When's the last time?
I think the Iconics are actually in Australia though, with their families.
Okay. Oh, with everything going on, of course.
With everything going on over there.
Still,
I think that's the case with that. But still, even before then,
right.
They've barely been on since they lost the tag team titles.
Yeah, a lot of those guys. Or where is Cedric Alexander? Although Cedric Alexander, with a great tweet I saw this week, and said, "Hey, did you know that there's a 4th brand or 5th brand or whatever number you gave main event that you can watch me on?"
Cedric Alexander has a match with Riddick Moss this week. Everyone.
Whoa.
Riddick
Whoa.
Moss, main event nowhere in the country.
He did.
But because those guys don't get cycled into Raw and they get left off Raw for so long, people forget about them. You can't really sell a main event that has Cedric Alexander in it against the Riddick Moss, because we've seen Riddick Moss once on Raw this week, and we haven't seen Cedric in however long. But if you cycled guys and you got guys on and off TV, you make them more must see when they're there. And then someone who likes Cedric Alexander, because they see them every other week or every third week, they'll say, "Oh, Cedric Alexander's on main event," and tune into main event because they didn't get to see him on Raw this week.
I feel like, other than main storylines, I feel like we get this a little bit with AEW, where there is that cycle up. I'll see Darby Allin maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, but he's having matches on Dark if I want to follow along. But again, if I'm someone who's just watching that prime time show, like the women are cycling a bit more, it feels. I mean, for better or for worse, you can have that debate aside too. But again, you're not seeing that as much. NXT, I think, does this very well.
NXT has it down to a science.
Oh, they do. Yeah. They do. And it's never. It's like, all right, this number one contendership happened. See you in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Maybe you'll get slight interactions backstage or something, but nothing that takes more than that.
Or you'll get like a tag match.
Sorry. The internet gives you a greater platform than ever before to keep things fresh in people's minds, that you don't have to put stuff on TV every week.
Absolutely. And again, with being the elite, with the Dark and being the elite, they're able to pursue those storylines for the people that want to do the deep dives. Now, WWE does do this to a certain point with their WWE exclusive content. How many times have we been like...
But the stark difference is, and I don't mean to, pun not intended, when WWE does the exclusive stuff, if it ties in to the main shows, they will usually air it. Whereas AEW almost runs entire angles on Dark and being the elite and expects you to watch it, when I'm sorry, people aren't going to do that.
Or you catch it in the sub jokes on the titles, like frustrated and millennial angry cowboy on Adam Page last week or whatever that was. When I saw like millennial cowboy, I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? So.
Mike does make a good point,
funny.
though. There is that line that you have to walk, where if you rely too much on the internet, the casuals aren't watching all the time. Like, those casuals aren't watching AEW Dark, so they're going to be confused when you put stuff on TV. But WWE, I think, uses the exclusive stuff really well on their Facebook. Like the Edge thing that just happened, all that exclusive stuff that they just put out for Edge, it was like 6 minutes, but you don't need it to tell the story, but it still invests to you. And I think that there is a line that both companies need to find, of using the internet, not putting guys on TV every week, and giving more people an opportunity to shine, because then you have more stars.
I mean, they used to be able to get you excited about seeing a wrestler either debut or come back, but there's not really much of that anymore. I mean, they could have been priming. Mojo Rawley shows up, out of the blue for the first time in, months maybe on TV, and picks up the 24/7 title. But there was groundwork that could have been laid to kind of get people ready to see Mojo again. You could have done some of that groundwork online or on social media, kind of priming the audience a little bit, so when he does come back, they're like, all right, finally, here we go.
I think
Bret Hart wrestled the 1-2-3 Kid on Monday Night Raw, it was a big deal because Bret Hart was wrestling on Raw, and it elevates that segment that much more because it's Bret Hart on Raw.
Yeah, but they only had an hour to fill back then.
Right. So, now you have 3 hours, and you're still having trouble getting people on TV.
And not nearly as much.
This is why you need to have Brock have a match on Raw occasionally. I know that seems counterproductive to what they want to do, but you should at least have Brock wrestle one Raw match a year. Yeah. Like, I feel like that would help everything that people have problems with Brock about. Because as it stands right now, unless he's at the Saudi show, he's not going to wrestle until April. Yeah. I want to keep in mind, it is January.
We have 69 days to go.
Yeah.
I believe as of today, right?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's a problem. Like, and he can show up, and Paul can talk, and he can F5 someone. no one cares about that segment anymore because we've seen it done to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like Paul can't sell me on Brock Lesnar anymore. I'm sorry, he can't.
Right, but again, there's a giant section of people that will pay money to see it again and again. So, or tune in, or whatever the case may be.
But you know what? They'd also pay to see more.
Mm-hmm.
They'd also pay to see more, and they'd pay more to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and more people would tune in, even if you just advertise, like in 3 weeks, Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what that match is going to be. It's gonna be a 5-minute match where Ricochet maybe gets in a recoil, and then Brock catches him when he goes for the 630 and hits an F5, and that's it.
Back to a little bit of the talent issue. So it's kind of if what's happening over there, Ronnie?
Sorry, blowing my nose. My bad.
It's okay.
Ronnie doesn't know what a mute button is.
No, he didn't hit that mute button.
And I am muting.
There we go.
That's all right.
He's learning how to podcast.
Yeah,
ladies and
I mean
gentlemen.
he's new to it, guys. It's okay. It's okay.
I hit the mute button when I cough, so I find Ronnie blowing his nose very disrespectful.
Listen.
Kiss my ass.
I just don't cough or sneeze ever when I'm being recorded on the internet.
Listen, Ronnie is doing as well this early into podcasting remotely as I probably would at this point of trying to be a wrestler. So, I think it works out,
I mean, let's be honest. I probably fall asleep halfway into the podcast every week anyway.
That would be a DJ Lunchbox's gimmick.
Yes, yeah, he did that, but he was on NyQuil. It was just me and NyQuil Lunchbox. Anyways, we should find that episode. But no, I think we've had there was a recent show that I was at that said, man, I think I can book a better show from everybody in the audience than what's in front of us.
Yeah, that was.
There was a show. I don't think it's anymore. But I feel like that's kind of the metaphor that happens with let's say Raw, right? Like I feel like I could book more of a show with everybody in catering that we didn't see on Monday night. You know, I mean, the people like your tag division, right? We're have all this talent that we're not doing anything with, but Aleister Black is just kicking people in the face that we've never heard of every week. The Viking Raiders have done the same thing for how long, right?
I assume
mean,
the Street
Black's
Profits
in the
are never
closet
going
for
to wrestle
months.
again.
Apparently we forgot the Street Profits are very good, and it's just so weird.
I mean, it could be something as simple as just like, somewhere in like the first, in the first hour of Raw, you run like an 8-man tag, just a 5-minute sprint with just 8 guys, do all their big moves, see who gets over,
Could be. I mean, that's basically what New Japan does.
That's what New Japan does, except theirs take like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
So I mean, you could do that. Although it felt like we were doing that for a while, doesn't it? Hey, here's an 8-man, 2 tag team, 2 tag teams on each side thing to remind you that we have tag teams.
I guess I'm not necessarily thinking about it necessarily for tag teams either. I'm thinking, just
just singles.
Just find 4 baby faces and 4 heels in catering and send them out there and let's see what happens. I mean, it might be a little antiquated at this point, but I mean, back when we were watching, Nitro, man, they would just send like today's equivalent of they would just run like Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy out there and be like, just go out there, do 10 minutes, Psychosis, Psychosis and Viano 4, let's go, So I don't know if today's audience is ready for that, but
hey, but also we're talking about an era where that worked very well for them.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like, we think Nitro, don't think about where they ended up, think about what got them there. Mm-hmm.
To a point. Like at some point people started to tune out to Nitro because although those matches were fun and you got a lot of people on TV, there was no storyline investment in them.
There's no storyline investment, and the top storylines really that you sold the pay-per-views on started being terrible, and everybody it was gotcha booking that nobody wanted to pay money for anymore. I mean, that was our thing. Like, I don't know how many times we went to and it's not an annoying, the heel got over, like I'll pay next time to see him. Like, it gets to a point where it's just like, fuck this, I'm not paying money for this. Right? Yep. So is where we felt we were with the NWO at the time, because it was just such shoddy finishes to matches that should have been great. So
also, why does Humberto Carrillo get a rematch on Raw for a title match that he lost the night before?
Yeah.
Why can't you put somebody else out there with Andrade?
And
That's another way to get somebody else on TV, and you can still do the Humberto thing after the match.
And why? Because Andrade is now suspended for 30 days. Why didn't we just give the belt to Carrillo?
Or back to Ray. If you don't want Carrillo, give it back to
If
Ray.
you're going to run it back, at least people will see it on TV. More people will see it. Then if you're going to run it back, then put the belt on Humberto. If you're behind him.
Or hell, make a surprise moment and put it on MVP.
No sword. No.
Terrible idea, sword.
What?
No.
Come on. Come on.
Put it on Ricochet. Nobody's going to expect it. You throw Ricochet out there on Monday Night Raw, and Ricochet wins. You do it with anybody. But
we've
I don't
seen
like
him.
WWE too much because I still think they have the best product, out there. But I mean, there are things that you could fix, and I think that's one of them. Is like you didn't have to run Humberto back on that. You could have had Humberto do his revenge after the match.
Oh, Matt,
match be somebody else.
Main Street Matt.
I was just gonna say. I mean, we've seen him pull titles off of guys for far less than a 30-day suspension. I think there's a long-term game with Andrade. I think that's why they left the belt on him. So
the great thing would be,
I want to reiterate that I don't think that he should have lost the title. I'm saying if you would have done that, you could have done it.
What they could do is maybe, well, one, that he's been injured out, so they're probably going to explain that. But we just get these videos of him. Look at these videos of him in this overdrawn traction from what happened on Raw.
No, they don't do. If you're suspended, you're suspended.
I know, but I'm just saying, story-wise, like he's in traction. Selena is like just putting over about how much Humberto's in trouble when he comes back. With him just in overdrawn traction for the last month. Like, and you just do these vignettes through the month that you film now, and it just kind of rolls with it. It doesn't even have to be him. It could be some jobber in a face mask.
Well, I mean, if anything, Zelina should be providing weekly updates.
Yes. Oh, the Zelina weekly update?
The ZNN.
ZNN.
Or you bring Andrade back after 30 days, and he can't wrestle because he's in a neck brace, and everybody knows that it's a Bob Orton situation, but he keeps saying he can't wrestle, so you set up a tournament for the U.S. title, number one contender.
No, we don't need more tournaments.
I love tournaments.
I'll take the tournament.
Guys on TV.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
But you could do something, and Andrade can't wrestle, and then you build Andrade's character a little bit more by letting him do maybe something funny with a neck brace. There's a lot of ways you could take it.
But we're all also writing. They don't really do much of that. So
well, anyways, you can't write on an empty stomach, and I want to give a shout out to another friend of the show who's been supporting the show for so long. Our friends at Slice on Broadway, sliceonbroadway.com, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. 4 locations here in the Pittsburgh area, of course. And I know a lot of you guys listening out there are not in the Pittsburgh area. That's okay. I know, once again, I got another message from somebody hanging out on Slice on Broadway that got to check them out for the first time. I really appreciate that. And they were recommended by Beastman. So there was that.
Did they kick the door in?
I don't think they did. No, I don't think they made as big of a mess as Beastman did. But anyways, go check them out. Of course, you are somewhere and you'd like some Slice on Broadway. They had one location when we started. If you want to help with that global expansion, take a picture of the sign for Broadway in your town and tweet them at PGH_Slice on the Twitter and let them know you would like a slice on your Broadway. Hit them up. Check them out. Thank them for being a supporter of the show, and check them out, sliceonbroadway.com. Thank you so much to those guys for supporting Fine Wrestling Podcast. We will be back after Katie has a word with you about Sidekick Media Services, and we'll be back with what you've all been waiting for, Mayhem Mania.
Yay.
There ain't no stopping us now. We're celebrating the floor. It's time for Mayhem Mania.
I didn't get to make my
Hey,
very,
Bestie,
very
I'll show you the ropes.
strong argument that Brock Lesnar was perfect in the Rumble, by the way.
That's because you're wrong.
We didn't get time for that. We did a lot of that last night.
That's because you're wrong.
I watched it. I watched it again, and whatever the beginning of that Rumble is, what it is. everything from like 15 on. Actually, we're from right about from when Keith Lee comes in is freaking awesome. Everything from that point to the end of the Rumble is awesome, and like
it's one of the best.
The reaction when Brock gets eliminated is incredible, and oh my god! And then Edge comes back, and it's like it's insane from there on out. It was a really good Rumble. And the back half of it's incredible. I'm like, it's just incredible.
I still don't
Matt,
agree
quick
with what they
question.
did to Keith Lee, though.
Tim,
Can Matt hear me?
I hear you.
What got a bigger reaction? Edge coming back or Brock Lesnar getting booted out of the ring?
You know what? Probably Edge.
Oh yeah.
I think it was definitely Edge. But I mean, the reaction for Brock getting kicked out is like they pull out and like every like fan in the stadium is like has their hands up. They're like so happy. But like when Edge comes out, you can't even hear like his music playing. You can't even like hum along with his music at that point because the crowd is so loud at that point.
I thought the reaction for Roman getting eliminated was actually louder than both of them.
Nah, I don't think so.
I thought it was.
Maybe in your head.
Well, nobody wanted Roman to win again. That's why.
Yeah, no, because that's also not.
Well,
so
you
much
know
of-
what?
that's
When-
not
when
just
I,
a reaction for Roman.
When I
It's
go to
also
log it,
Drew winning.
I'll check the decibel levels.
There you go. Check the decibels.
I
We're
can
here
do that.
talking Royal Rumble, Wrestling Mayhem show. But forget the Rumble. The Rumble's the past. You know what's the future? You know what is predicted some of the best matches in the last several years?
Sorg, it's pointing season.
It is pointing season. Oh, wait a minute. I got to take care of something for that. But Mainstream Matt, what is happening right now?
Is it time to play Mayhem Mania? I guess it is. Hey, real quick, though, first order of business we got to take care of first, Sorgy, is that when we were here last week, we were talking about the Royal Rumble Challenge. And we asked the people to send in their predictions of who would win both Rumbles. Incredibly, Sorgy, we only had one correct entrant. The only one who got it right was Tina. She correctly predicted that Drew would win the men's Rumble.
God
So
damn it,
she
Tina.
was the only winner. But as a result of her winning, she gets to send one person through the forbidden portal into space jail where they cannot be used in Mayhem Mania. Or can they, Sorg?
What?
Because tonight, here for this round of Mayhem Mania, we are going to find out, for the first time, we are going to find out if someone can break out of space jail. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is going to be exciting. And see, whenever we play Mayhem Mania, we give people a chance to eliminate people from being used in Mayhem Mania. And last week, when we made our first 8 matches, we also had 8 people eliminated from Mayhem Mania, space jail, if you will. And then as a result of Tina winning our contest, we have added a 9th person to space jail. So Sorg, I think before we go any further, we're gonna recap space jail right now. I'm gonna let you all know.
Space
First
Jail.
I'm gonna let you all know that
To the space jail.
Tina, by the way, Tina is sending John Cena to space jail.
Oh.
So
Good, yeah, you take that,
anyway,
Cena.
here's space jail.
By the way, producer Missy worked long, hard today with tape and scissors.
Let's hear it for Arts
to
and
add
Crafts.
people.
Now I had to haphazardly add John Cena to the to the wheel, but here we go.
Oh, you're gonna kill her OCD.
There's no cure. Here we go. Yeah. So on the currently residing in space jail, we have Triple H,
Okay.
Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Fish, WLC, Lacey Evans, Randy Orton, Enzo, John Cena, and Ronda Rousey. So now here.
Why just Bobby Fish? Who was like
Long
Bobby
story.
Well, we'll tell you some
Well,
more
you
time.
Maybe you
I-
should watch the old episodes.
Yeah. What? Maybe you should catch up on the lore, Ty.
Watch,
Yeah.
watch
Seriously?
product.
Bobby Fish owes somebody in the studio money.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll tell you later. We'll tell you later.
All right.
We're
right,
we're
so
all
here.
fishmongers here.
Sorg here in front of you, me, Ty, Ronnie, Mad Mike and God himself, we're going to spin the wheel, and if it lands on a name, that name will escape space jail. And there is no double jeopardy. You cannot send them back. No one can send them back. So we're going to spin it. We're going to see if someone can escape space jail. Are you ready, Sorg?
I am ready.
You know Cena's kicking out at 2.
Yeah, here we go.
No end zone, no end zone, no end zone, no end zone, no end zone.
Oh, well,
No!
kick out at 2. Well, this is quite the twist. Tina put John Cena into space jail, and John Cena, it's John Cena, promptly broke out of space jail. So
Has there ever
Tina,
Do I get
anything
points for
more
legit
poetic?
calling that?
so
Jeez.
well done. Well, you know what? That's gonna help because now I can just pull this piece of tape off of here, and Missy's OCD will be fine. So we're good to go.
Good. Good.
So
By the way,
congratulations,
how messed
not
up
only
would it be
is-
if somebody put Edge in jail.
Oof.
I don't think
Hey,
I
you
would.
know
Who
what?
would,
They
who
might
would
be looking out
possibly
for
want to
his
put
well-being.
Edge
You know
into
how these
space
matches
jail?
get.
Yeah. You could have a space jail match. Him versus Randy Orton.
There
By
we
the
go.
way-
All better. All right.
By the
Wow.
way, I showed you on the visual, but it was, I think appropriate for Mayhem Mania. I want to point out that we do have a WrestleMania sign in studio for pointing purposes. So
I'm
right there,
pointing to a sign.
there you go. You point to something, or if you just point, if you guys just point out like this, then we'll just connect it with our sign up here. Actually,
This is what I'm pointing at right
actually-
now. Look what I'm pointing at.
Actually, you guys on the screen with us in the hangout, if you just point up, you're pointing at the sign. There you go. That Ronnie is pointing at the sign right now. No, up. No, your sign up. There you go. There you go.
Alex Miller point out, not even Tina can beat John Cena. You're damn right. No one beats
Damn
John
it.
Cena.
Damn it.
Cena is going over, baby. So let's get down to the business at hand. Last week we created 8 matches. Tonight, 5. The 5 of us. Sorg, is Larry still here?
What's
Did he
that?
run
No,
off?
I think Larry is not here.
Hey,
I think he did
Larry.
run off. Larry, are you here? Come on up.
Hey,
I don't
Larry.
think he's still there. Hey,
Come
Larry.
Come out of your hole.
Sorg, let's recap the matches. Then the
Yes.
5 of us are
Just give
going
me-
to make a move here.
Just give me 1 minute to pull up the matches because I realized I wasn't prepared then. I'm not used to this.
You did kind of
I'm
like
not used to this.
we
God
were. I was
damn it, Larry.
patiently sitting here. We were taking a break. I was thinking about that slice on Broadway on the other side of the room, and the next thing I know, you're cueing me that we're back.
And I,
And
re-
I'm like,
and I realized I might have done it early.
okay, we're back.
So
Let's
here we
roll.
are. Here we are.
We're live.
Doing it
We're live,
live.
pal.
We are live. We're going down the line. Go ahead, sir.
All right, let's take a look at the matches we created last week. First off, we have Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, created by Bobby F. J-Town. We have DIY versus the Time Splitters, created by Ron Starks. Elias versus Tony Nese, created by Sorgi. Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes Martinez, created by Honey Badger. Velveteen Dream versus R-Truth, created by Dave Podner. Mia Yim, Kaylee Ray, and Tegan Knox versus Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Shirai, created by Tia Keys. Walter versus Keith Lee, created by Mad Mike. And finally, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Marina Shafir, created by your host, your favorite, yours truly, me. You're welcome. Sorgi, actually, the first move tonight is going to go to Billy Johnson, who is going to be here tonight, but unfortunately, he cannot be with us. Billy, we hope you're feeling better, and we hope this makes you feel better. Billy is going to make one change to the card. Basically, all you have to do, it's very simple. You're just moving one for one. So you can swap one person out, bring one person in. You can swap one person for one person inside of the card itself. You can move team for team if you want to get weird and do handicap matches and get really creative. Really, I mean, the rules are, push on the envelope a little bit. Or you could just get rid of a match entirely and bring in another match with entirely new people. Just remember, you can't use anybody that is in space jail right now. Now, Billy Johnson has decided he wants to make a change to the card, and his change is that he is swapping out Mercedes Martinez, and he is bringing in Charlotte Flair, to take on Rhea Ripley. So there you go.
Someone's been reading the dirt sheets. Someone's been reading the sheets.
So
That's the
that
prevailing
is
rumor. Romania.
Billy's move. And let's see, where are we going to go from here now, Sorg? We're going to have to figure this out.
Now, what
here.
are we? Are we just replacing and moving? Are we adding anything? Are we at our limit for matches to begin with?
Oh yeah, we're done adding matches.
We're done
now
adding.
we are just messing with these 8 matches.
Okay, so
That's
you
what's happening
can
right now.
replace an entire match, a person in the match, and that's it.
Yeah, or you can add someone else to a match.
Okay,
Or you can,
okay.
you know.
All right,
you
all
can,
right.
Yeah, add an extra team. You want to do something like that?
Okay,
Yeah, you're welcome to do
okay.
that too.
All
I'll
right.
tell you what. Let's show you all how easy it's done. Let's let Mad Mike go next, and then we'll let Ron Starks go, and then you'll go, and then Ty Cross, the duck farmer, will back clean up. Mad
I
Mike.
want to go last because I have a really good match, and I hope somebody uses the person that I'm using so I can use my backup match.
All right, excellent. So let's
Okay,
see if
okay.
anybody. Let's play a little game called Who Can Screw Ty Cross. All right, Mad Mike, you're first up.
God.
I came
game
up
I
with
was born
5
to play.
matches of all different people for this.
The game I was born to play.
Yes.
You and
Matt,
my
I
wife.
do have a question
Yeah.
before I what are we considering the status of AJ Styles?
Looks hurt. How long? I don't know.
What's the official word? I didn't know he was hurt.
He hurt his shoulder during the Rumble match.
Okay.
It's not immediately
looks
clear how
separated.
long. You know what? 70 days. He'll probably be all right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
It did
AJ's
look-
in,
it did look
so AJ's in
separated.
play.
Yeah, I would say if there's no definitive word, this is kind of where we went with the dream. If there's no definitive word that he's definitely out, we'll let it slide for now. But if we get too close and it's not looking good, we might have to reevaluate. But
Okay.
we'll see how things are going. Anyway, let's do it.
Okay. So I am going to take out a whole match. So I feel like there was a little bit of craziness going on, and Matt, I'm sorry. I need to see the Undisputed Era as a whole unit, and I don't think if Bobby Fish can't be booked, if Bobby Fish is in the Phantom Zone, I don't think any of them should be booked.
Oof. Oh.
I know, I'm sorry.
no. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but so that match is going away.
okay.
In its place, we are going to have the OC, AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, against Edge and the Edgeheads.
Oh, we can do
Yes.
that.
Credit
And the
where it's
Major
due.
Brothers?
Yes. Edge, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, awesome.
I dig that.
Let's see. Who did I say was going to go next?
I believe
Ron Starks.
Ronnie Starks.
You're up.
All right, I am going to add somebody to a match.
All right.
We're gonna do Finn Balor versus Adam Cole, baby,
Okay.
versus Bray Wyatt.
All right. Adding.
I already feel better about my decision.
Okay. I dig that.
All right, Sorgi, you're up, my friend.
What? It's my turn. I was doing the
So it's
technology.
like, I haven't even looked at the card yet.
Oh shit.
I haven't watched wrestling in
Oh
weeks.
shit. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add. First thing coming to my head, a friend of the show needs to get on this card. That has I can't remember if they've ever been on this card before. We probably used them last year. Let's go look at another friend of the show over there. Johnny Gargano DIY is just reunited. Time Splitters.
Yep.
And let's add another one that did a lot better in NXT than they're probably doing right now, technically. Let's get the Viking Raider experience.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's go ahead. Let's see. I mean, you got a lot of guys can go, and then let's get a couple of hosses that can go on top of it.
Yeah.
I actually really want to see this match.
We get
And
some big
also
boys to throw some kids
for
around.
Any configuration of this match.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is going to be good. All right. Ty Cross, did anyone ruin your match idea?
No, and I'm really upset
Because
because I want to use my backup match. I think is more creative, but my main match is better.
All right. Well, let's use your
On
main
paper.
match, and then what you can do is you can hang out with us, and then you can tell us what your backup match was going to be when you join me on Talking Mayhem Mania, coming up later on this fine YouTube channel where you get your Sorgatron media goodness. So anyway, go ahead, Ty
course.
Cross.
2 questions. Number 1,
Two questions.
can you make it a title match?
Not yet.
Titles come later, but I mean, if that's
Okay.
you can imply that intent, and then let the process play out later. So.
And number 2, just I think I know this, but I can make it a triple threat match from the jump.
Yeah, yes, you can create a triple threat match from the jump. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to remember the matches because I don't know what I want to blow. I am blowing something up. I was going to blow up Fiend and Balor because it's been done, but adding Cole I think is pretty cool. So I might end up blowing up. I don't want to blow up Dream and Truth, but I almost have to. What were the matches again?
Yeah, here we go. All right, you mentioned Balor, Wyatt, Cole, and Sorg just added the Viking Raiders to DIY versus the Time Splitters. We also have Elias versus Tony Nese. We got Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. We've got Dream versus R-Truth.
I got it. Elias versus Nese. I'll blow up.
I
No
almost got
offense
that
to
one,
Mr.
too.
Shulo, but I'll blow that up.
He'll be back.
I'm going to.
As for Mr.
imply
Nese,
a
screw your feelings. Go ahead.
United States Championship match. So it will be Andrade versus Aleister Black versus Pete Dunne
Ooh,
Oh shit.
Okay.
for
All
the
right.
U.S. title.
little bruiserweight action. I like it.
I think that would be a cool match if you called him up and you had all 3 on Raw. That would be a very
Uh-oh.
good Mania match.
We have an angry badger in the chat room.
She says, "Who put Charlotte over Mercedes Martinez?"
I don't know. I didn't see it happen.
I also
sorry.
want to say that Billy made that match not looking at the matches,
Yeah.
so he did not know that's what he was replacing until I told him afterwards.
he did not know it was your match either. So.
No, he did not.
Yeah,
Also, did not know it was a Badger match.
This really is, this is kind of like the spirit of the game, though. It's all about, hurt feelings
Yes.
and spite and betrayal and revenge.
Mhm.
And as things play out, you'll kind of see that those themes will become more apparent. Anyway, good job, everybody. Again, a very lickety split round of Mayhem
Yeah.
Mania.
Wow.
Sorg.
I don't know what to do for the rest of the show now.
we're just flying through this stuff now. In fact,
You
maybe
could
we
let me
need to.
make one
Do we
more
need to come up
match.
with more bits? Like, what are you doing here?
Should I bring back the big question for this season?
I don't know.
Yeah,
The
bring
questions.
back the big question.
I have a big question actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on. Let me recap the card for
We're not
everybody
done
real
with
quick,
this
and then we'll try to Phil. All right. So here's the matches right now as they stand after this round of Mayhem Mania. We now have Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt versus Adam Cole. We have DIY versus the Time Splitters versus the Viking Raiders. We now have Andrade versus Aleister Black versus Pete Dunne. We have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. Velveteen Dream versus R-Truth. We still have Mia Yim, Kaylee Ray, and Tegan Knox versus Asuka, Kairi, and Io. Walter versus Keith Lee. And finally, we have the OC versus Edge and the Major Brothers. That's fantastic. So good job, everybody. And we'll be back next week. And don't forget to stay tuned. We're going to find out what Ty Cross's other match idea was on Talking Mayhem Mania. And we're going to also try to figure out why these rounds are going so quickly time-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're just getting really good at this.
We know what to expect.
I guess everyone knows what they're doing. We need to bring in more scrubs who don't know what's going
Wait
on.
till the Hossman get here, because by the time we get to it, they'll be drunk.
Okay, that sounds great.
It's kind of on point
Yeah.
with them. And also we have our first someone is going to die in response to a match change.
That's always a good thing.
And also I want to point out that it's pointing season, and Dave Potter is pointing to you on his screen right now.
Pointing at me?
Yes,
Why?
it's pointing season.
Oh, okay.
So-
I'm pointing right back at you, pal.
There, you can point at the sign. Point at the sign over here. There you go.
There you go.
I know we need to put you in the other seat so we can actually see you in the wide shot. So,
How about John Cena
the wide
spending
shot.
a whole 3 minutes in Space Jam?
That's
I
fantastic.
think he had someone on the inside helping him
So,
out.
since that went so quick, I think we should always have a reserve big question, I suppose. And Mad Mike has one for this week. Mad Mike, what is the big question?
Yeah, it's Rumble season. And,
What?
And I don't know about you guys. When I was watching the Women's Rumble, I there's always that moment where you know what the plan is, but you wish someone backstage would just call an audible and say, "Fuck it, let's do something completely different." I want to see Beth Phoenix win.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Beth Phoenix win. I thought that she was a fucking warrior in there. She was amazing.
Right.
I want to see her win. I want to see her dump Charlotte and Shayna. WrestleMania be damned. Like, I just wanted to see what would happen. So my big question is, what legend, returning star, new star that almost got there but didn't, out of all the previous Rumbles, would you have liked to see win?
Oh, across Rumbles in general?
Yeah, across Rumbles.
Oh, not just this one.
No, just across Rumbles.
All right, because my original answer was going to be Santina.
No, Sorg. Santina does not fly in 2020.
But it had to be a Rumble that a legend came back to.
Or someone unexpected. Like if you thought AJ Styles should have won his debut Rumble, AJ Styles.
You're losing followers now, Sword.
Okay. Why? Did we lose him? Ty?
I think we lost him.
But like, did they have to already exist?
It's just a thought question. Just say who you're gonna say.
Just say who should have won a Rumble that maybe didn't.
Owen Hart.
There you go.
They had to exist
They had to have been in the Rumble match.
in the Rumble that they were in. Like,
All right, well, hold on. I'll give
I
mine.
can't pick
I'll
somebody.
give mine, okay?
Okay, yeah.
No, it's not fantasy booking.
What year?
It's mine is from 2002.
What year does Owen Hart win the Rumble?
Mr. Perfect should have won that Rumble.
Ooh, when he came back.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looked amazing. He was in the Final Four, for Christ's sake. Like, he should have won that Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
What about the year the British Bulldog should have won instead of Shawn Michaels?
See, there we go. Now we're having a conversation.
Mine already happened. It was the 2014 when Batista won the Rumble.
Yeah, and it should have been Roman.
Nah, it should have been Batista.
No, which one are we talking about? The one in Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
The one in
that's
Pittsburgh.
what- mine happened already.
Oh, yeah, I think he's saying he was down with Batista.
I don't think you understand the question.
I do. I was doing a bit.
You're doing a bad bit. This is the big question, not the bit question. All right? Answer the fucking question.
I liked Batista winning 2014's Rumble.
That's not what the fucking question is.
Wow.
How do you ruin this bit? It's a fucking question.
It's pick a legend that returned to a Rumble and like
Pick
they
anyone
won
who didn't win a
that.
Rumble that you thought should have won that year.
That's what I was
Mr.
saying right there.
Perfect in 1989.
Okay, fine. Where the Rumble meant absolutely nothing. Good job.
But
Good job.
still,
Let's go to the chat.
Isn't that the year Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the damn
No,
Rumble?
Hacksaw won in '88.
Whatever.
Or no, it was 90 that Perfect should have won.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go back and watch the 1990 Rumble tonight. Better fucking believe it.
Spoiler alert: Hulk Hogan wins.
Spoiler alert. Fuck, I know.
He throws Perfect out last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the year that Hulk Hogan couldn't beat Yokozuna at WrestleMania, but Bret Hart won?
Yeah, 19.
What?
Wait. No, you have that backwards.
Oh no, Bret Hart lost because he took that shit to the face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
WrestleMania 9.
Whatever, that was a long time ago. I was like a wee lad back then.
We all were wee lads. Well, I mean, even this year, I think. No, I'm good with Drew though.
Yeah, I'm good with Drew too.
I mean, you got to admit, I mean, there was a point like during that Rumble where you're watching it and you're like Edge is back. Like, he has to win. Like,
Yeah. Like, would they?
They're not going to eliminate him, are they? They're like, what the hell is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
And then Roman eliminates him. Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why do you want us to hate him? Anyway.
It's like the year John Cena was number 30. He came back from that shoulder surgery. Is that what
Yep.
that was? And they're like, oh, yeah, well, John's going to fucking win. We all knew it was going to happen. We're like, well, this sucks.
Yeah, but you only knew it you only knew it until he came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't supposed to come out at all.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he was supposed to be out for what, another 3 months? And they're like,
Yep.
just kidding, John's back.
Yeah, he like he had an interview like just that week about like, yeah, it's gonna be a while, and then he was there. It was like, yeah, we were there for that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were.
Oof. That was a cool moment though.
It was great.
We've all gone to some rough WWE shows.
Yeah,
That was
like-
a great moment.
that was,
Oh, yeah, that was a great one,
when
yeah.
they
That was a-
were in Pittsburgh.
that was a good rumble. Now the one here, yeah, that got a little weird. I'm trying to think. I like the Owen Hart answer, just generally that he should have won one.
Tina from the chat room says China. She set the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And God, that would have been great.
She's
Mhm.
she's not the bar though.
No, nobody is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Owen Hart should have been WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, plain and simple.
And you wonder if they were going to get around to it.
About him being in the Hall of Fame?
No, just no being champion if he would have been around.
No, they would have gone around to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would have.
Except that whole Blue Blazer bullshit kind of put a damper on things. But, you know.
I think we've learned anything. I mean, like anybody can get hot. You know, we saw it happen with Kofi. It can happen, you know, almost out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And the
literally,
next
they
thing
came
you
out of
know,
nowhere.
yeah, I mean, it's just you don't see it coming. So I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
also,
it
the
could've
Yes
happened.
movement came out of nowhere, too. Like,
Well, the Yes
that was-
movement came out of a very specific place, and that was Chicago.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it started at
I'm-
WrestleMania.
No, I'm saying because of CM Punk.
Oh, well, you know, CM Punk is no secret to everybody, one of my favorite wrestlers. But that's another story for another day.
But,
Ronnie used to sit
Alex
cross-legged and cut
Miller-
promos at HPW.
It's true. I did a lot of dumb shit at HPW.
That's okay. I started doing the spear because Edge is my favorite wrestler, so I get it.
It's a lot of that.
Alex Miller in the chat says Bianca should have won this year.
Yes.
Which
Yeah, she should have. No,
it's hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that. She was-
Hard to argue that,
Ab-
and Shayna, I think, had a good claim to that too.
So Shayna Baszler should have won too.
I think Shayna still might get to WrestleMania though.
Oh yeah,
Should,
oh yeah. But there's technically 3 women's titles, so
Well,
Yeah.
if Charlotte goes to the NXT Women's title, or sorry, the NXT Championship, since we dropped the woman in all the titles now.
really,
Oh, you didn't hear about
no,
that?
that's a thing.
Yeah, they dropped all the.
Just the NXT. They haven't done that on Raw and SmackDown. Yet.
Huh.
No, they did.
They did really?
Yeah,
really.
they did.
Okay, I didn't notice that. Okay.
So they
Yeah,
just call it the like SmackDown Championship, NXT Championship,
And the Raw Championship.
And NXT UK Championship.
and then but they're on women, but it's of the women's division or something.
But they don't want it to be sexist, so they dropped the women's thing from it.
Okay.
I get it.
I think they don't want it to be gendered, because if you say NXT champion and you see it's Rhea Ripley, you know what the fuck you're watching.
Yeah.
I get it.
This was a
UFC
Becky thing. No,
doesn't- I
Guys,
don't think
guys,
gender
maybe
fits
we
in
should
with
have
this.
this discussion when we have a woman on.
yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
I guess.
Let's table it. Let's put a pin in it.
What? Wait. When did Mad Mike become the voice of reason on this fucking show?
Always.
But we need to talk about it though. That's the
No, we don't, because we are all men.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are all men.
As
Uh,
long as
Talk
it's on
about
the
this.
record that I said that I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on the internet, so it counts. All right, who else has an answer for this one?
God damn it.
We're seeing,
I think we got everyone.
I think for the most part,
Yeah, I think
those
I
of
think
us
we
that
got
got the question. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. What did you learn from wrestling this week?
Oh, a lot. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I watched a lot of wrestling this week.
Yeah,
Crap.
didn't we all?
I actually resubscribed to WWE Network this weekend.
Whoa.
Good for you. Did you use that 3-month coupon from Honeycomb?
I did.
I was making a joke, but that's funny as shit.
Yeah, I did. No,
That's
I got
useful.
the free for 3 months. Yeah, suck it, Trebek. But wrestling was good this weekend. Really,
Mhm.
it was solid. That's what I learned. Wrestling is actually still fun.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I learned that Worlds Collide was a very UK show in America, and it still works.
Mm-hmm. That was a good show.
The only thing missing was being a small venue.
Hey, but I like that they can fill that venue though.
Very happy with that because it felt like it was an undersold show going into it compared to takeovers. But it seemed like it was pretty good.
That Finn Balor match with the Russian dude, that was a banger.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was good.
Finn injured out of that apparently.
What happened to him?
I think it was like an elbow or something or a shoulder.
Everybody's getting hurt, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too bad and he can.
Everybody's going hard. Hey, you know how you cycle in talent? People going to get hurt sooner or later.
I mean, you don't want to wish that on anybody.
That's the worst fucking reason, but there's that, So
you want to spot a WrestleMania kid? Go break his fucking leg.
I mean, we'll go listen to Dolph Ziggler on After the Bell the last week or the week before, talking about how I basically never got injured and I needed a break, and then they kept making me come back. So
I've heard that kind of story before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy didn't come back at all. That other guy.
What other guy?
CM Punk.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah.
He needed a break, too.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe that's why Miz did all those movies.
Yep.
I mean, you can still see CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It's not taken off the cards yet. I mean, look at Seth Rollins' T-shirt. That looks exactly like CM Punk's T-shirt.
Hey, Matt, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is CM Punk on the table for Mayhem Mania?
Sure.
Okay.
Now more than ever.
I'm just planting that in people's thoughts. So
how many millions of Saudi oil money do you think it would take to get CM Punk back into a ring at WrestleMania? I think Vince could find it.
More than what Fox is paying him.
Yeah, I think they could find that money if they were really motivated to get him back in the ring. You know what? I had a thought the other day, too. Is Triple H going to have a WrestleMania match?
I was wondering that, too.
What are we going to do without our 30-minute Triple H match, man? When am I going to sleep?
I'm entirely okay with that, with a half hour of Latin and skulls left.
Skulls. What am I going to do without my 30-minute nap dreaming of skulls in Latin?
Do we still have Elimination Chamber before WrestleMania?
I think so.
Maybe.
I think so. I don't know. Matt, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned apparently WWE keeps track of the decibel levels at their shows.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. There was actually discussion.
They should mic them properly if they're going to do that.
There was actually discussion at indie shows about that happening now. So that's how you tell who's more important on a show. By the response from
the crowd will tell you.
Yeah, the crowd will tell you. Sure. But let's actually see how loud they get. So that's a good test. So
ticket sales are a good indication too.
Absolutely.
Got put butts in seats.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ty, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that some people actually did like me. I announced. Yeah, I know, right? I announced Wednesday that I was going to step away from wrestling, and I got a lot of nice.
What?
Like a lot of likes and a lot of nice comments and stuff. Yeah, I retired from.
Oh, Ty, no.
Oh, I didn't know we were part of your retirement tour.
I just kind of want to be home and not get hurt. I got a kid now. She's almost not quite 3 months old, so I was able to go 10 years without getting a serious injury, and without pooping my pants. So,
yeah.
And now you're going to be home where there's going to be a lot of poop in the pants.
Yeah, I've changed a lot of diapers. And actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But just being able to go 10 years without a serious injury, my neck is a little stiff as it is. So I figured it's as good a time as any to kind of step back. You might come back one day. I might come back. I don't know. But for now, it was nice. Shane Taylor liked my post. That made me feel good.
Shane Taylor definitely pays attention to back home.
I screenshotted it and I sent it to the group chat with it's like me and Pollock, LaRusso, Edric, Markman, and Peyton and Connor, and I just said he cared. He always cared.
Oh man.
Yeah, Shane also liked
I worked
the
with him once at PWX. He's a really nice dude.
Shane also
What was
liked
that sort of?
Shane also liked the SpongeBob SquarePants Mayhem Mania theme we put out last week.
Oh my God,
so-
he saw that?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. He was the first one to like that post. So
He gets it, man.
he gets it.
We
Shane
need-
gets
we
it.
need to
Like,
get him in
side
here to
grass,
play
like,
Mayhem
like,
Mania.
like,
Hey, you know what? That might be a possibility, but we might have to give him we might have to help him secure the bag in order for that to happen. If I
Secure the bag for Shane
if I'm
Taylor.
following what's going on in Ring of Honor, right? So
Exactly.
we'll see what happens. I think everybody went? We went around in
I
the
did
chat
one thing,
room.
Mike.
Oh, Matt and Mike, what'd you learn this week?
I learned that Tommaso Ciampa could turn on Johnny Gargano at any second.
Oh, absolutely.
According to his own words.
Wait, where
No,
did he say
I-
this?
I posted a video in the Mayhem group. It was taken right before their match at Worlds Collide, where Ciampa's just walking in with his wife and their kid, and they're just hanging out in the locker room. And Ciampa's on his phone. He's like, "I'm gonna turn on you tonight." Gargano's like, "No, you're not." And then he turns to the camera. He's like, "Guys, he's joking." He's like, "No, I'm gonna turn on you tonight." It's honestly, it's amazing, and everyone, especially anyone who knows friend of the show Johnny Gargano, needs to watch it. It's fantastic.
I gotta see that. From the chat room, Alex Miller learned that David Benoit sounds like his father.
Oh, I hope that's the only similarity.
Yeah, well, he kind of looks like him too. But I mean,
He,
Oh,
has,
boy.
he looks
I
like
mean,
it, too.
Oh
Sure.
boy.
Tina, there was a lot of wrestling. NWA Friday, Worlds Collide Saturday, Royal Rumble Sunday. That might be a response to something actually. So, Potter learned NXT UK can put on a hell of a show. If there wasn't too much, I'd watch the show. And Ziggy Heim takes amazing bumps. There you go. Was Potter there on Saturday, or did he watch the?
I think you might have just seen clips.
Okay, there might be some. Okay, let's see, something there, something there. And what did I learn this weekend? I learned, and this is actually a discussion I had with somebody else, that and this is something that gets reaffirmed over and over again. No matter what, like, a good show happening locally does not impede another good show from audience. We saw that yet again with 2PW and Rise, which, I mean, granted, they're about, an hour away from each other? More or less?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, WrestleMania weekend's been proving that year after year with the 13,000 shows that go on in the span of 5 days.
Yeah, there's other issues going on with that, as we learned from Blackcraft last year. And that's really cool to see. These are both companies that are new, right? Rise just celebrated their 3rd anniversary. 2PW just celebrated their 1st. We're not talking about 10-year, 15-year companies like others that have been around and drawn amazing crowds too. Again, 15 minutes down the road from each other on the same night, pulling 300 apiece or whatever that number is. So I think it's cool that it's this strong here, and even with the promise of new promotions this year, it's nothing but more good, and the fans are coming out to it regardless. So, and picking their favorites or checking out both or all somehow, and it's a really cool spot to be in, at least in this area.
There's a lot of positivity in Pittsburgh too. When I came in, it was 10 years ago, people were still ripping flyers down, but now it's more oversaturated than ever. But there's so much positivity that it seems like everyone's working really well together.
And the people that are adding negativity are kind of getting butted out of the circles.
I want
Absolutely.
to jump on that for a quick second. Just something I remember seeing this week and wanted to address it and forgot about it.
Okay.
AEW fans, shut the fuck up.
I agree with you again. It's terrible, but I do.
Let people enjoy whatever the fuck program they want to watch.
Can we roll that? Wait. Can we roll that back?
If you're so toxically pro AEW,
Mm-hmm.
that you spray paint AEW letters on an NXT poster in the subway in New York City,
Come on.
You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Can we just
Seriously,
extend that?
Just go fuck right the hell
Can
off.
we extend that to wrestling fans in general? Because there's the other way too, isn't there?
What do you mean the other way?
I mean, there's WWE fans that are shitting on AEW all the time. I'm not talking about you, Mike.
I don't see it as much.
No, okay.
Not
I don't
nearly
see it
as
as much,
loud.
but it might be who I
Not
see
as much,
retweeted.
but it is there. Like
Yeah. I guarantee it's there,
toxic.
but-
The WWE versus AEW is like Nintendo versus Sega Genesis fans in the '90s on the schoolyard. Okay, and
Yeah,
it's
like-
fucking horrible.
Yeah, like I'm not the biggest AEW fan in the world.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna actively say, "Oh, fuck that company."
Listen.
I'm just like, it's not for me. It's not my
And
bag.
we can have fun with it. I laugh my ass off when Shirley Doe yells at a kid in the audience with an AEW shirt and says, "Nice fucking t-shirt company," like something like that, right? Matt, I think you had something to say.
Not all AEW fans are bad people.
No.
No, of course not.
Some of them are
Did
just
you
like
guys?
me.
Did you guys see Sammy Guevara driving
God.
that little fucking kitty tank?
That
And
was-
it was bad. He
Oh,
literally
no.
was cutting stupid promos, and most of them were Scott Steiner,
Like-
talking like, "You have a 5.555 chance of winning," and like doing that whole promo. And I'm like, Guevara,
Like,
go the fuck home,
It's
dude.
so
I
meta,
wonder-
Ronnie. That's the thing, is it's so meta.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I've said this before. If everyone in AEW acts like a meta snarky asshole, then it doesn't have the impact that they want it to.
We'll see. We'll see what
No,
time
it's like
says
Deadpool.
for that.
If everyone was Deadpool, the movie would suck.
And that's a good way to put it.
Coming from a good Star Wars fan, AEW fans kind of seem like Star Wars fans. Not all of them are bad, but the bad ones are really loud about it.
Oh my god, the bad
Yeah.
ones whining about the new movies is the worst thing on the planet. I can't.
Yeah, yeah. I did find myself adding myself to like 3 new Facebook groups for wrestling fans, and then 10 minutes later, I took myself out of all 3 of the groups. I was like, oh,
Dude,
right.
Truth.
Oh, that's right. This is why I do my own Facebook group that I
Yeah.
can control.
This is why we
And
try and weed out.
Make
like,
sure it
all
doesn't
the
stay
toxic
toxic.
negativity in our
Yeah.
group.
We watch wrestling's really good about that too.
Yeah, like we're only toxic toward each other.
Yeah. Just I mean, the only toxicity is Mad Mike and Ty Cross.
I still don't know who you're talking about, Sorg.
Yeah. Either way.
I see a different name in my Google Hangout feed. I don't know who this Ty is.
Tina's got a good point. It's like politics. There's extremists on both sides, and we can all take steps to whittle that down one way or the other, and let the toxic people just be toxic to each other.
One
Mainstream.
3 count at a time.
Mainstream. You have one last thing to say?
I got one last thing to say about it.
Okay.
I think we just need to be careful whenever we're talking about AEW and its fans and whatnot. You know, we're still dealing with a very young company,
Mm-hmm.
a company that just signed an extension of its television deal. We've all supported, fringe promotions before, some that we could probably all agree, not all of them were perfect. I enjoy AEW a lot. I catch it every single week
Me too.
for all its flaws, for all its missteps sometimes. I enjoy it. The part of the excitement for me is kind of seeing if they can find their way. And I think the talent there is great. I think they're, hungry. They're getting after it. That's why Sammy was out there in a tiny tank over the weekend. Sometimes it
trying
works,
shit.
sometimes it doesn't.
They're
But
trying shit.
I think like any wrestling that is trying to do something positive for the industry, I think it's good to support it and try to encourage its growth, and but also understand
Absolutely.
that we're all I'm not trying to kumbaya this thing, because just watch what you like, but if it's not for you, then sit it out, and if you're seeing too much negativity one way or the other on your timeline, it's time to hit that mute button, kids. That's what I've been doing.
Listen,
and
man, there's been a lot
my
of
Twitter
mute
feed's been
buttons.
improving lately. so-
Absolutely. In the wrestling world, in the life world, in the politics world, there's a lot of mute button hitting. Yes,
Truth.
just take it out.
Dave is
Support
saying-
what you like, but don't trash what you don't.
Dave
That's
is saying treat people online like you would in person. That only goes if you're not a complete asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because some people treat people in person worse.
Absolutely.
Check out Hank Hudson's Facebook page.
That's great.
Oh, whoa,
Look for the Crystal Frost post, and you will see some people beating up on some toxicity.
Oh,
it was
no.
pretty crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild. Joe Rogers said something and everybody jumped on him about it. Well, deservedly so.
Fucking Joe Rogers.
But it was just, it's
Hey,
really funny to
look
go just
what-
read through those comments if you have the time.
I mean, look what happened a couple years ago when somebody was trashing on Chris Taylor. I mean, that was like, I thought, the first big like positivity, like we're done with this shit from the rest of the local community.
How
right?
can anybody hate Chris Taylor though? That's
It was
just
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So good stuff. Good stuff. Like, hey, like Rise puts out there. I got the T-shirt. Rise Against Hate. You know, that's
Tina says
with a
encourage
Y.
things like a gray sweatpants battle royal.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And on that note, what was that? You're wearing sweatpants right now because it's your night off.
By the way, when we get to Patreon in the bank, gray sweatpants battle royal will be a match type.
It
I don't
better
even know
be.
what the rules are.
I don't know. We'll wake him up. That's all right. Well, it'll be part of a Wikipedia by then.
You get thrown over the top rope, and both sets of sweatpants have to fall to the floor.
Mainstream Matt, you will not be able to hit him up at Mainstream Matt with 1T on the Twitter tomorrow because he has jury duty.
That's right. I might be checking my feed while I'm in the room.
I don't think you're allowed to.
You're not. You have to turn your phone off. You should bring in a book.
I've been through this before, and I think when you're in the kind of like the waiting room, you can still like. Kind of,
Okay.
We'll see how it
you're
goes.
not being sequestered for this? It's
Not
one of those
yet.
deals?
I mean, I haven't been chosen yet. I've only
You
been,
haven't been
summoned.
chosen. Okay.
So,
Out of time.
You're like, I work in the. I
say goodbye.
listen. Just tell them that you're an AEW fan.
they're gonna ask. No.
And
The first they're gonna ask me. You
They're
know
like,
what
oh.
else? That goddamn Brock Lesnar throwing 14 guys out of the Royal Rumble. For God's sake!
Did you
damn
see
it,
that,
Ross.
Graham Sunday?
Judge,
Matt,
Can I get a ruling?
Matt, just tell them that you've joined the Dark Order.
Yeah, we can't talk about AEW, but he can yell about Lesnar's Awesome Rumble.
He can yell wrong opinions all he wants.
Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitter.
YouTube.com/Poppy.
That's right. Also, Ronnie Starks can be found, one on the Rise Wrestling from this past weekend on Indie Wrestling Network.
Yeah, you can find me on the Twitter machine at Starks Wrestling. You can follow me on the Instagram at the Ronnie Starks. I have a Facebook page too, I think. Yeah, I do. And I don't know. Is there anything else I missed?
That's good. That's good enough for me. Ty Cross.
I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Twitter and Instagram is at Big Bad Ty Cross. And even though I'm retiring, I'm going to stay active. And now that I'm retired, I can post pictures of my kids, so you might see those too.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, we're going to have you. We got to get you in the studio. And as somebody else said, that when they're retired, now you can tell us what you really think about wrestling. So, well, through the filter, but not through the filter of your bad in the middle of the country internet.
I'll be in eventually.
There you go. We'll get them in there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, chat room. A lot of you guys joining us throughout the night. Thank you so much for making this awesome Mayhem universe. And until next time, it's pointing season. We'll see you later. Mayhem out.
So I'm since are we off?
We are streaming, but done.
This right now.
You know what?
It's really funny, isn't it?
Dude, I'm cracking up. Like, I'm trying to keep a straight face. But seriously, fuck you, Joe Rogers, you piece of shit.
I need to readjust this so they can see your screen on the live.
I said in the group chat, I don't want to say anything super negative because if he if he goes and kills himself or something, I want to be able to sleep at night.
Dude, you would have slept like a baby. He's not a big loss.
Do we want to do this now?
Who's Joe Rogers?
I guess we can fill in.
Well, we gotta do talk. We
do a talk of Mayhem. So I do need to sign off.
That's the first thing I'm
streamers.
asking about. Whenever
Thank
we
you,
get to the beginning of
streamers.
talking.
And if you want to know who Joe Rogers